Alright, g'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to BattleTech with Mags. Alright, let's see if I can get myself all organised here. Hope everybody has been well. Alright, I think that is all set up. Okay, so continuing on from the last stream. After we got our teeth kicked in probably one of the worst balanced missions that I have ever come across. That was nasty. We better quickly run over the status of our mech warrior, see where everybody's at. Looks like we've got some fatigue from the last mission, although I think it was because we were just about getting ready to depart the planet.
Waiting for orders. Yeah?
Alright, no points to spend at this point. Relentless. We have to start working on you, don't we? You're our new pilot, plus 2 LRM clustering. Yes, we need to start working on you. Mech-wise, if the mech bay... I was a bit worried the mech bay wasn't going to load then.
Be with you in a second.
Alright, everything here is pretty much ready to go from the looks of it. Actually, did we just arrive at this world? Yes, I think we've just arrived at this world. No, this was definitely we're just... Okay, no, that's what we're up to. We're just leaving this world, because this is the only mission that we've got left. Burden of Proof, and it's a convoy ambush. And with this weight, this tonnage, we are not doing that one. So we need to go. Night Visionary, morning from the USA. Good morning, mate. How's it going? Hey, Datton, how's it going, mate? It's a nice surprise. Yeah, just into playing this at the moment. I'm really enjoying it. Was nearly actually going to play something else and just... Nah, I want to do another round of BattleTech. I might play something else tomorrow if I end up doing a stream then too. I've been getting a string of really good connections recently, and so this is the pace of streaming that I would actually like to keep up, if at all possible, but it comes down to how reliable the net connection is going to be. For the moment, we've been pretty good. Let's hope it stays that way. Touch every single piece of wood within 500 miles on that. Anyways, yes, we need to move to another planet. So we've got light injuries after the last mission. Cerberus is fatigued. All of our mechs are in good order, but we have no missions here whatsoever to do that are within our tonnage capabilities. So we really need to find ourselves some new mechs. Unfortunately, all we can do is skulk around the bottom feeder contracts here and hope that something decent pops up. 39 days, 26... 30, 18. We're doing a little bit better now. We're nearly at 1 million though, but we do want to try and keep the jump distances tight. Gurnet system was colonized at some point during the Star League era after the end of the reunification war. Aquaculture, Comstar defense, dominant fungus? The hell? Dominant fungus. A planet-wide fungus colony dominates this world, making it dangerous to humans. Don't eject here. Okay, fair enough. Or at least make sure you've got a full life support suit on. Extensive volcanism, fungus and volcanoes. Okay. Geothermal boreholes, that makes sense. Deep boreholes into the planet's crust provides minerals and geothermal power for the inhabitants. On a planet with heavy volcanism, yep, that makes complete sense. Hallucinatory vegetation. The vegetation of this world releases hallucinogens into the atmosphere, leading to a danger from intoxicated native fauna. Yeah, the planet is apparently dominated by magic mushrooms. And it's an ice... Heavy volcanism, geothermal energy, mushrooms, magic mushrooms on an ice world. This place is wild. Manufacturing... So it's industrial world. Okay, that means we might be able to get some decent stuff here. Median gravity planet, moons, prison planets. Oh, this has everything. And it's a travel hub and has research as well. Oh yeah, we're doing this. This is our place. 18 days to get there, 30,000 for the travel.
By your command.
Yep, vegetable, sure. Just notice how beat up the Argo is before upgrades. Yeah, well, when you first get the Argo, you literally drag her off the surface of a moon. Okay, so the law that was written about this, and I accept this game's lore as being canon, largely because it doesn't interfere with anything else within the universe, and it was written by the guys who created BattleTech. The developers here actually had members from FASA that were original creators for BattleTech involved, which is part of the reason why the game's so good. So, according to the lore, the Argo is one of 2 prototype ships that were built right at the end of the Star League. There's no information on who commissioned them. They were built by Boeing Interstellar. Yes, the same Boeing that we have today. And their exact purpose was deep space reconnaissance. They were designed to be loaded up with recon mechs, industrial mechs, all the supplies that a group would need, be attached to a jump ship, and that jump ship would start jumping into deeper space past the periphery, and the ships would just be dropped off to do analysis and scans of the solar systems as you went through them. Perfectly fine. The project was cancelled, obviously, when the Star League went tits up and the First Succession War started. One of the prototypes, the other one, vanished. There's no record of where it went. This one, which oddly enough carried information relating to the SLDF, including a map that includes all of the SLDF castle locations, most of which were secret, along with a whole bunch of other information, was deliberately crashed into a moon in a solar system that's only accessible through an unstable jump point. Almost like somebody didn't want anyone to find it. Now, that's the only information that was written up about the Argo. It was meant to make it a little bit of a mystery. My headcanon, and I think it's probably likely where they were going with this, is the Argo was commissioned by Kerensky. It was one of 2 ships that were commissioned that were intended to be vanguard exploration vessels for the Exodus fleet that left the Innersphere and eventually turned into the clans. One of the ships was prepared and managed to make that journey. The Argo was not ready at the time that everything went tits up with the Innersphere, and as a result, because of the nature of the equipment that was on it and the information that was on it and the fact that it was at the wrong side of the Innersphere to which way the Exodus fleet decided to go, it was found on a moon in the periphery south, and the clans exited north, that it was deliberately scuttled on that moon with the intent that nobody would ever be able to find it. That last part is headcanon. Everything prior to the Kerensky Commission, that's actually written into the law. And it is just a cool ship too. But yeah, she ran into a moon quite deliberately at some point in her history. Now, we can sell a Locust here, but we don't really need it. We're down to 700,000. G'day, XZ. How's it going, mate? 25 days on the financial report. Alright, so we need to make some money. All of our pilots are good. All of our mechs are good. We need contracts is what we're after. Alright, so we have a cease and desist for the Taurian Concordant. What the hell are you guys doing this far north? Good salvage, crap pay, destroy a base, polar half. We have information that a remote Capellan laboratory is attempting to... It's Capellan. It's against Capellans too. So, okay, that's a possibility. It's a salvage mission more than anything else, and it's a base destruction. Half skull, whether or not it's worth full salvage depends entirely on whether or not there's base turrets that we can potentially yank weapons out of. Federated Sons, a letter of marque. 210-192. Davian citizens here have been suffering at the hands of a local band of brigands, remnants from a Capellan battalion that saw action in recent wars with no prospects or funds. They've become common criminals. You are to eliminate them down to the last mech and vehicle. Well, I'm not sure if we're against Capellans. It says Capellans, but they're remnants. Are they still Capellans, or have they switched to pirates at this point? Unclear. Either way, that's perfectly fine. Skull and a half is probably going to be too high for our tonnage. Polar battle at 1 skull. We could definitely pull that off. We need to reconfigure the fire starter, though. If we're going to be playing around in polar regions again, the flame is not great. We really need to reconfigure it with small lasers. Good mate yourself? Yeah, actually going pretty well today. Been knackered, but it's been a good day overall. Just been pretty flat out. I got a question about cold waters. What happens when you go beyond test depth? Well, submarine can exceed test depth and stay intact, but once you go beyond test depth, I suppose the easy way to describe it in terms of game mechanics is there's a little dice roll that's happening about once every few seconds, and if you roll snake eyes on it, your sub goes pop. Below test depth, you can enter. You want to turn around and go the other way as fast as possible. You do not want to stay down there. That's where things break and implode. Of course, there's going to be an unhealthy dint in the sub, but I wonder what the crew will say. Yeah, a bit more than an unhealthy dint. It's literally, boom, as soon as the pressure hull cracks, the entire submarine flattens into a single piece of sheet metal. That's it. It's over. Yeah, have you ever stepped on an aluminum drink can in your life? Pretty much that with people inside? Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, there is a limit to how much weight per square inch that steel or titanium can take, and yeah, once you exceed it, things get horrible, just really, really horrible. At the very least, one thing you can say about that kind of a death is it's very quick. It is highly unlikely that you would feel anything. But yeah, it's kind of an explosion going in reverse. At high noon, we got a duo jewel. It's a skull and a half. Yeah. I would like to do this, but we don't have the tonnage. We have a payroll sieger, so recovery mission once again for the Turians against Lao. Okay, so both the Turian Concordat missions are on, so we've got some options here. And last mech standing, we have a Polar Battle 1 Skull, and it's against the Turians. So probably best to do the Turian missions first, then we can knock over last mech standing. So we'll take the half skull battle for a start, just as a bit of a warm-up. Now, I wouldn't expect anything too heavy here at this point. I'm just going to take a bit of a mix. Yeah, we go for a bit of a mix. There's not a huge amount of money in... what's the difference over... No, we'll do a bit of a mix. 61 over 2.8. We get 2 recoveries, 8 aftermarket on what's available, and we'll still walk away with 61, which should be enough to cover all of our expenses, and push us up towards the 800,000 mark again. So we will accept that. Firestarter, Assassin, Falcon, Urban Mech. I won't bother a reconfigure on the Firestarter this round. We'll look at that next time. And I don't think... No, we will leave the Urban Mech in play. They've got to get used to that that AC-10. Drillbit really has to get used to that AC-10. I need him to get very comfortable with it and very accurate with it. Because at the moment, it's the biggest gun that I have. Yeah, if you saw the Mythbusters episode with the exploding railway tanker, imagine that being the sub. Yeah, that about runs it up. The Devil Risen, damn notifications. Yeah, hey, I put them out on everything. I popped them up on Discord. I popped them up on Twitch and Twitter. God, I couldn't think of the name of it then. And on Facebook. So there was a few notifications out. Yeah, not doing too bad today. It's end of the evening and a little bit of BattleTech, trying to get a little bit earlier than we started last night.
Command interface initiated.
A spare prayer for a co-worker's family. He passed away on the way to work this morning. Oh, that's shit, man. And my condolences to you and his family. That's a sorry state of affairs too. That's one thing I hate about the way the world's run these days. People passing away on their way to work. You know, literally working to death. There are some things that really need to be adjusted in the way we do things. Alright. These bandits, disciplined mech warriors can do. I mean, I say that as somebody who is specifically setting up a business so that I do not have to go, or basically I'll be working 7 days a week, but I don't have to leave my house, which means my kids and my family are 10 feet away. That's both a side effect of my disability, which is easier to deal with, but also because, frankly, I don't want to spend, 8 hours plus, commute to call it 2 hours extra on top of that. Let's call it 10 hours a day. Away from the kids. I want to be here when the kids get home from school. I just walk out of the office and give them a cuddle, ask them how they've been, what they've been up to, what they learn.
Affirmative.
That is all sorts of shit.
Uh-huh.
Too young too, 25. Shit. Well, was that a car accident? That's really young to just go.
Waiting on you, Commander.
A depressing subject to start from everyone,
speed,
but
no shooting.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's a car accident. Sometimes life happens, but it's no less shit. How are we going to do this? Yeah, life is not fair. She plays by her own rules and doesn't care about your opinions on the subject.
Hey. All right.
That should get the assassin close enough to get shots on the stinger, and it's just 2 stingers.
Okay.
Shit, I might as well be assault mechs to these guys. They haven't even got full armor. Let's just walk in. That was a shock to the entire office. Almost gave me a heart attack meeting me outside the building. Let me know that there was a meeting. I thought I was being reprimanded. Yeah, well, it's not exactly something you expect, especially somebody who's that young. It was worse. Glad they shut the office down, though. That's something. That is something. I know a lot of businesses that would have just said, yeah,
Scored a critical hit.
he's not coming in today because of, well, he's dead. Go back to work. I've worked in a few of those over the years myself. Right, let's get Claymore up here and we'll just nuke this poor bastard. And I'm not getting any other contacts, so this might be it. It might just be these two.
All weapons committed.
In which case I should have taken all the money.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Yep, 50%. This is it.
I've got eyes on hostile
Oh, wait.
reinforcements.
No,
They're heading your
reinforcements. Okay, this is more like it.
No.
Right, can we get into a nice...
Engaging.
Get the assassin into a good position. Anyway, that coffee call, sorry to unload. Nah, man, it's fine. It's all cool. Sometimes you gotta just talk to someone.
Now. Commander.
Shit, I know about
I'm
that.
going.
Was it last stream or the stream before? Just, yeah, the depressing news with everybody regarding to my eyes. There's,
This is everything I got. I'm guessing you didn't like that, did ya?
sometimes you just gotta talk. And Stinger is down.
Waiting for orders.
Now, we do have 2 contacts coming from this side. Obviously, our Urban-Mech is just not going to make this. Jump range is actually shorter, but we can sprint him up and probably
Sprinting.
jump him in the next turn. Or her in the next turn, rather. Get into the tree line here, and she should be able to shoot down. Yeah, don't really have an outlet side of gaming and online. A lot of gamers don't.
It's okay.
A lot of
damage is
people
light.
don't. I mean, I understand this. I don't want to go into the full history of some of the shit that's happened to me. I did on Discord a week ago or so, which I kind of regret. Letting out some information that I generally don't talk to people about. But, yeah. Some of the stuff that I've had happen to me, gaming was really my only outlet. It was actually part of the reason why I played so much World of Warcraft back in the day. That was my outlet. That was my escape. We're going for the Pegasus here too, because it's actually more dangerous than the mech that's just come in. It's actually part of the reason why, despite all of the bullshit Blizzard has pulled over the years, I still have a
hear ya.
massive soft spot for World of Warcraft, because it got me through some really shit times. Just letting me go somewhere where I could not be me for a few hours. Alright, so if we get that AC-10 in, we've got a 73% hit chance here.
Roger that. Firing on target.
Nice. Good
You
shot.
like that?
On the lighter side, my cousin's responding well after surgery of a thyroid to remove it, and she's back home resting. That's fantastic news, mate.
I'm here. If you say so. Targeting for an alpha strike. Maybe things are looking up. I'm listening.
Alright. Hulk. Get the Falcon in.
Guess I'll
Oh,
give it
in
to
other
'em
news
then.
too, I've been looking around all the Etsy stores and everything
Well,
else that's
that
going on. I was
didn't
actually
work out.
hunting around for some BattleTech miniatures because I was trying to get them in Australia. Unfortunately, Catalyst Games does have an Australian version of their store. Oh, I hadn't killed you yet. Oops. I probably should have finished that off. Ah, it's alright. I'll deal with him later. Ooh, we got a scimitar coming in as well. Alright, I take it back. The salvage on this was actually a really good idea, because we're going to get a lot of spare weapons out of these tanks. Just yank the weapon systems out of them. But anyways, I was having a look at their store. Unfortunately, it is very understocked. They had some really cool posters there that I was looking at, and but they only had 2 mech packs. That neither one quite had what I was after, because I'm looking to actually start doing some of the miniatures and getting back into painting. I haven't painted in 10 years, so I want to get back into that, both for myself and I want to try and get my sons into it as well. But I couldn't find the mechs that I was after, so I was looking at some of the 3D prints that are around, and the amount of BattleTech
Enemy mech destroyed.
sort of third-party merch that's been made. I'm thinking I'm probably going to do something for BattleTech on my storefront. Like, obviously they don't care that much, because there is pages upon pages upon pages of basically bootleg BattleTech stuff, and it is extremely well done. So I'm thinking I might take the risk and just do a nice shirt design. Worst that can happen is I'll get a cease and desist. Best that could happen is they might go, we really like this, can we purchase this design off you and sell it on our store? So, yeah, I'm going to start one of those fairly soon.
Here. Mm-hmm.
Get the Falcon across and we get the side shot on the Scimitar.
Locking on and firing it all.
Cool. Alright, Scimitar's down.
Target destroyed.
Do they not have those definitely trademarked and definitely outlet posters over there? Oh, I'm sure they probably do somewhere. I was trying to buy official stuff because I like what Catalyst Games is doing. I really like the mech sculpts that they've put out. I really like the posters. I really like the way they're doing business in general, and I'm looking to start collecting all of the up-to-date materials on BattleTech, like all of it. The tech manuals, the new print tech manuals, all of the new rulebooks they've come out with, everything. I'm actually looking to start collecting a lot. I'm actually thinking, you know, back in the day I didn't have anybody to play BattleTech with. I didn't have anybody to play Warhammer with. But I have 2 sons and a teenage daughter now, and all 3 of them are into gaming. If I couldn't find anybody when I was a kid to play these games with, so I've made a couple. So we're going to try this again.
Moving out.
I reckon, I don't know about my youngest, and I think my daughter will be a bit hit and miss on it. I reckon my my oldest son will be right into this. So I want to start collecting some of the bits and some of the posters and stuff as well. But and that's just because I'm doing a bit of redecorating in the office. But the other issue that the Catalyst Game Stories has got as well, and I actually shot them a message on Twitter earlier on today. I'm hoping they see it. It's the Australian store for what is in stock for Australian customers. So obviously it has all of our GSTs done to it appropriately, and it's all locally held. It's held inside of Australia, so it has local shipping costs. That's cool. The problem is when you go to the exit the storefront, all the billing is in US dollars, which significantly changes the price that you're paying and makes things a little bit obscure. So that's the other thing. I'm hoping they fix that up as well. But yeah, I was trying to look for it, but they only had 2 Innersphere boxes of the 20 that are currently out, and 1 of the clans. Cool. That's the last mech dealt with. We just got to deal with this tank. It's certainly a unique solution to the problem, and it's very that's true, but it's also a really time-consuming solution to the problem, because it takes, you know, at least depending on how long you want to bake them for, you know, to get where you want them on the skill tree, you know, anywhere from, you know, 18 years at sort of the maximum end of things to at least 8 or 9 years to get them suitable to play against. But it does work. It does definitely correct the problem.
Copy. Okay, firing everything.
That's a good missile strike. That's peeled off most of the armor on that side. Not that there was a lot of armor left on it in the first place. So we'll kill it before it can get shots off on anybody.
Yeah?
We'll get drill bit. See
You
whether or not
betcha.
you can actually hit a long-range shot. You did well last time, 63% chance to hit.
Time.
Good shot.
Bye-bye.
Well done.
Mission successful.
Alright, first mission complete. GGM Grievous. Hey Mag, sorry I can't stay at midnight, heading off to bed. Did you start a new campaign but without the story mission? This is the mod Grievous. This is actually the third stream running the mod. So we're now using BattleTech Extended. We started in 3028 and we're currently progressing through building up our first lance. We have trash mechs at the moment, but yeah, we're working on it. Alright, so we come out with 40 grand there, nothing too much, but that's going to help us out. Basically no damage to our lance at all. All of the experience went into our fearless leader, Claymore, up here. Of course it did, which is really odd because, well, I suppose he got all 3 mech kills. I actually didn't realize I did that. He got all 3 mech kills. Okay. So, in parts, we've got 1 part of a Stinger in storage. And we've got so many parts. Guess we take 2 of the 3R, and if we get a third one, we've actually got a mech out of this, which isn't terrible. 2 medium lasers, MGs, SRMs. The SRM6s would be nice to recover as well. And we did. We got 3. Okay, we just got a new mech. And we recovered one of the SRM6s. Nice. That is actually really useful. So a brand new save. I just continued my first one. I'll have a great stream, and I'll see you later in the day, hopefully. Yep, maybe so. All right. So Yang, concerning. Sorry, man. I just got to quickly deal with this. Right. So we only have 1 that we can actually assemble here out of these parts, and that is the 3R. But that's fine. Now, I'm going to ready it for the moment, just so we can have a look at it. It won't have any weapons on it, but we're going to have a look at it. Pretty sure it's only a 20-ton. Pretty cool model on it, though. Quite like the camo on it, too. I can't remember how to do that. There is an option in here somewhere that lets you go full screen on the mech. Yeah, I can't remember how to do that one. Oh well, we'll have a look at it later. Anyways, yeah, no, this isn't a continuation through. This is an entirely new save. We've got the difficulty level turned up to Simulation Plus. Basically, most of the nasty features turned on outside of insta-death on the cockpits. We need, on the pilots, we need 4 parts now to put together a mech. And we're starting in Davian space in 3028 at about as low a mech set as you can possibly pull. And we're going to work our way up from here. So it should be fun. We're actually getting relatively close to starting to get some decent mechs. We just got to get the right parts. So it'll be 12 days till we got the Stinger up. Alright, so once the Stinger's up, I'll compare the Stinger and the Wasp head to head. And if the Wasp is better, I'll just drop the Wasp and I'll keep the Wasp and drop the Stinger, and we'll just sell it. If the Stinger is better, we'll keep it and we'll drop the Wasp. They're both recon mechs, but yeah, there might be a little bit of a weapons load and a little bit of an armor load in it. There's not going to be much in 20 tons, but we'll see what we've got. All right, so that's good. 7. Okay. Now, barracks. We're going to quickly go through our mech warriors again, because we have to spend off any experience they have. Cerberus doesn't have enough. Claymore needs 1,600 to actually pick his first primary skill. Bulwark is probably a good option. Now, yeah, I think I'm just going to have to take Claymore here. We're going to go for Bulwark as our first. I really like Master Tactician, but I'm probably not going to put it on this mech. We're going to go Bulwark, and we're going to pick up multi-target, and then we're going to go for Breaching Shot. I think that'll be our build. Pretty standard combat build. And the second pilot we build, I'm going to want to go through Sensor Lock, and I'm going to push straight up towards Master Tactician. And then probably pick up Piloting as our option, and that will be our recon pilot. That will be the two things we need more than anything else early on.
Waiting for orders.
Nothing on drill bit. Hulk has some points to spend, although she's not going to be around for much longer, but that's fine. Grab there for the +1 health.
Training confirmed, Commander.
Yes, Commander.
And Relentless is just picking up passive XP off the trainers at this moment. So, all of our mechs are pretty much repaired. We do have to wait a couple of days to let everybody cycle through. We can actually do another mission, but then we might have to wait 14 days if we do. And I'm not so sure that's a great idea. Next mission, we might... I think the base destruction. Yeah, it's only 135,000. We really need something that's got more. 90,000 for recovery. One skull, 210. We might try this one. We might try Last Mech Standing and just go for the. Although, is that going to piss? No, we should have enough points with the Turians. I think we shouldn't lose these missions. Payroll seizure on 314 only pays 90. There's no point in that mission taking anything else except salvage. And on 135, 314, exactly the same. They give really good salvage, but these missions aren't going to have much worth taking. Regardless, we've got to wait a couple of days. Now, what else we could possibly do? I think we've got enough missions here that I can afford to risk actually doing another upgrade. We need one that's relatively cheap though, still 200,000. 267. 267. Second mech bay is 800,000. 356. 89. Structural, yeah, the structural repair is really the only one we can do at this point from the looks. Yeah, we'll purchase that because we are going to need that to unlock other options. And that's not too nuts. It's not too expensive. But things are only going to get really expensive from this point on. Agromechs, really? At the sound of the door sliding open, Darius and Yang turn in unison to face you. Commander, Darius intones, his voice tinged with exasperation. The colony on Gurnet has requested our help. Yang cuts in. He's practically giddy with excitement. Boss, they have agromechs, herders, farmhands, even a cattle master. These are some of the wonkiest machines ever to walk on two legs. You gotta let me work on them. Darius' frown deepens. This is not the best use of our time or resources. Come on, boss. Yang claps his hands, pleading agromechs. Resist the lure of agromechs, indulge Yang and send some mech techs. Alright, so these are mechs built for agricultural purposes. Because mechs are in everything. They're the tractors. In some cases, they're construction. There's construction mechs. Actually, the first battle mechs were taken from construction mechs that were used to build large buildings and skyscrapers. And, obviously, agricultural mechs as well. Yeah, we'll indulge. We're probably going to lose some tech points, but we'll see. Hand it to you, Yang. That sounds like a rousing success, you say. Yang grins. Yeah, boss. Crew had a great time showing the colonists how to pilot those behemoths. It even helped them understand more about our own battle mechs. We also made a profit, Darius says as he shows you some information on his datapad. Looking at the pictures, Yang proudly displayed on the table. You smile, very nice gentlemen. If only all of our missions were this fun and easy. You gain 25,000 Cbills. The company gains plus 2,000 tech point boost for 14 days. Okay, the exact opposite of what I thought was going to happen. That's a good result. Nice. Alright, so we let them have a little bit of a play. Alright, so, Comstar News Bureau. House Kurita and the Wolf's Dragoons slug it out on Misery after Wolf challenges the Combine. Amidst the frozen barren wastelands of the planet Misery, a wonderful name for a planet, Misery, an epic battle has been raging between the Wolf Dragoons and the Draconis Combine over the past month. After issuing an open challenge to the Draconis Combine to fight on Misery, Wolf's Dragoons have reportedly mustered all of its strength down to the last mech regiment on the ice planet. Facing off against Wolf are several regiments of new Ryokan regiments, which the Dragoons are reported to have trained themselves, along with several Golden regular line units and the elite 8th Sword of Light. Throughout 3027, many conflicting reports had emerged about the fraying relationship between Takaski Kurita and Jamie Wolf. The Draconis Combine, which has always had a tense relationship with the mercenaries, has been rumoured to be withholding supplies to support the Dragoons. From their side, the Combine recently accused Wolf Dragoons of a breach of contract. In a possibly related event, the previously unknown group of freedom fighters captured and destroyed the infamous orbital facility of the Wolf's Dragoons known as Hapaspius Station. The civilian and military death toll of this act is unknown. Alright, so that's where we're up to. The fallout between Wolf's Dragoons and the Draconis Combine, which runs for quite some time. That means they can't be far off establishing their homeworld at this point. The most important question, can you put a gun on it? Well, that's basically how the battle mech came about. Somebody went, hey, if we build a giant loader robot, this will be really cool for doing large-scale manipulations during construction. It'll be able to move and hold beams and push things around. It would be able to move things. This is why mechs have hands. It's because it's a throwback to where it came from. The construction robots would be able to move stuff around. This is a really cool idea. And then somebody went, hey, can we put a gun on it? And there you go. That was the first battle mech. There's probably some hunting mechs for taking down wildlife. Nothing quite so much like that. It all tends to be pretty industrial. Like, in the end, mechs are expensive. Very expensive. Even at the height of the Star League and the Terran Homogeny, which came before, when they were common and they were actively being used, they were still expensive. So they tended to be, regardless of what their usage was intended for, they tended to only show up in fields that were very commercialized. And farming in a place like the Innersphere is very commercialized. There are the equipment, much like today, frankly. It's funny, people in the cities have this vision of what farming actually is, and they think of, the old stereotype of the hick and his old tractor and he's chewing on his bit of hay and he's got his straw hat on and all that kind of stuff out in the old farm. Most farmers have between 2 to 3 university degrees, agricultural related, and additional ones based on wildlife or on livestock, depending on what stock they have. And the average cheap tractor on a farm is over $100,000. That's a shit fighter. Usually bought second-hand tractor is about $100K. If you want something that's really nice, it has some decent loads, you can get into 200,000 and 300,000 loads. Very, very, very quickly. And the machinery that's on the back of them is no less cheap. a shitty pair of discs just to rip up a paddock. Like the one I did on my April Fool's video years ago. The shitty pair of discs I had on the back of that, which were literally the farm that I used to work on's, my father's farm's junk discs. That was $40,000 for those discs, and that was the crap discs. Yeah, there is nobody who owns a farm who doesn't have money. It may not have money in their pocket, but they have money invested in capital because they have to. And yeah, it is very commercialized. The small hobby farmer doesn't exist anymore. They haven't existed for 20 years. Outside of a few holdouts, I should point out, I do know of one, but it's not there to make money. It's literally a guy whose parents own the farm, and he went off and worked a job in Melbourne somewhere, made a shitload of money, bought the farm off his parents, and then decided to retire there when that time came around, and he's on a 100-acre hobby farm. And that's all it is. He doesn't actually try and make money out of it. He works it, but he's not making a profit. He wants 100 acres, so at the very least his house is in the center of a very, very, very big area that nobody else is allowed to go on because he owns all of it. Which I can appreciate. Should have specified that wildlife is bipedal and quite often aggressive and originates from this weird world called Earth. Okay, in that case, there is plenty of mechs that are designed to mulch up that. In fact, there are specific mechs that are built entirely for the purpose of dealing with that particular kind of wildlife. Well, you've seen there's machine guns on mechs, right? Well, those machine guns aren't designed to actually be used on other mechs. They can be, but that's not what they're there for. The machine guns that you see in this on all the mechs are essentially 50 cals, and they're designed completely for anti-infantry purposes. Alright, we're going to do this... No, we won't. We're going to do this one. We're going to do last mech standing. I want to crack at whatever's on the other side. So we're going to go... Although this is probably the highest paying job we've got here. I really need to go money-wise on this. Oh, I'm gonna be so pissed. Yeah, look, I'm gonna go 411, 400, but I am gonna be ropeable if this turns out to have a couple of really nice mechs on it. If it's all junk, it's fine, but I really need the money because we're going to have to keep jumping. We keep running out of missions. Firestarter, Assassin, Falcon, Urban Mech. We'll keep the same combination we've got there, and let's just deploy. G'day, Mad End. How's it going, mate? Yeah, that's the general rule of the BattleTech universe. You will find mechs anywhere that is heavily commercialized and has a lot of money behind it. Obviously, military being the primary one. That said, they're not super common. Yeah, by comparison to population and number of worlds versus the active number of mechs you find. So for a farm to have agri-mechs, even if they were old ones that needed to be repaired and put together, at some point in that planet's history, there was a massive, massive farming complex on it. And this is going to be a stand-up fight, Commander. You'll lance against the opposing forces. Yeah, I know how these work. Alright, and they're just over there. Cool, cool, cool.
Okay, let's go. Affirmative.
Alright, so we've got one contact here, and that's all we've got for the moment. This is a giant kill zone. Although I'm not too concerned about that because our mobility's high enough to get out of it. So we can run straight out into the center of this one. I'll just make sure I brace at the end of it.
Hey. Moving to position. Yeah. Yep.
Waiting for orders.
And the urban mech gets trapped behind. Okay, so we're going to jump the urban mech
Time to fly.
just up here into the forest and then down the other side because it'll be the fastest way to get it to catch up. Alright, so one from the left, one from the right. Two from the left, one from the right. And from the right is a locust. Alright, so we'll go for the locust first. I'll let Claymore open up on it. And then we'll jump the assassin behind it to finish it off. Yep, that should get rid of the evasion bonuses. We'll find out what these are in a second. Now,
What?
Cerberus. That
If you say so.
probably the better spot.
I'll try.
Alright, head hit with damage life
That
support.
looked like a critical hit.
I'm listening.
Right, let's jump Falcon a little closer.
Here we go.
At the very least, you can see everybody's gunnery skills have gotten higher. They're actually hitting the target regularly now.
What can I do for you?
Alright. Make its drill bit right up on the edge of the cliff. Now, 28% chance to hit. That is low. It's almost not worth shooting.
Tell me what to shoot.
Closer than expected.
Hey, stand still when I'm attacking you.
Alright, we got a wasp. Alright, so these mechs so far, nothing special. Not really concerned about the fact that I took all the money. In fact, I couldn't give a toss about any of these mechs and whether or not I recovered anything from them. The money is far more valuable to me.
All weapons committed.
Right, another head hit, pilot injured.
Enemy mech. Critical
That pilot
damage
won't have any more
detected.
than 3 health. He's nearly dead in that cockpit there. Right, what do we have there? Another fire starter.
Commander.
Okay, that would have been nice. But again, I'm not too worried about it, because I'm
going.
actually looking to tonnage up from the fire starter. Oh, well, that's definitely incapacitated the
down.
pilot.
I'm here.
Now,
I may regret
assassin
it.
to the top of the mountain. That gives us a shoot down on top of the fire
I
starter.
hope this hurts.
Good to go.
28, 18. Not great on either.
Taking the high road.
.48 is better.
Here we go.
Still not enough to hit, but 48
be a
was better. Right. Alright, let's shirt front their fire starter with ours. Alright, broke its hip.
Enemy mech.
Injury
Critical
avoided.
damage detected.
That fire starter's got some kind of cockpit protection on it. That's interesting.
What now? Targeting. For an alpha strike.
Alright, left arm destroyed, lower leg
Bet that
actuator
hurt.
destroyed, and we got the pilot stressed.
Yeah.
Now,
Heading
I'm
out.
not going to be able to get the Falcon into a good position to engage, so we will engage the Wasp.
This is everything I got. That was a critical hit, that was. I hear ya.
And 48, 38 with a 48 on the small laser. We'll roll that one because if we hit, it'll destroy it.
Commencing alpha strike.
Okay,
There's more where that
we didn't
came
destroy
from.
it, but we took off its right arm. Yeah, all it's got is the SRM2 on it now. Alright, fire starter, we'll pop the Wasp. Actually, no, we won't. We will pop the other fire starter.
All weapons committed.
Yeah, plus
Enemy
12
mech.
feet, it's doing
Critical
nothing.
damage detected.
I'm here.
We really need to stop taking planets that are
Copy.
polar when we're still trying to do heat as a primary attack, or we really need to reconfigure that fire starter.
Okay. Firing everything.
Yeah, I said that before and I completely forgot to do it.
Right here. Mm-hmm. Moving. Mm-hmm. Here goes.
Fire starter's
I
putting
think
up a
I
hell
hit
of a
something
fight at this
special
point.
there. Waiting on you, Commander.
Alright,
Affirmative.
let's see whether or not we've got optimal range on the Urban Mech now. 48s on both. We'll go for 48 on the Wasp.
Special
We
delivery. Another hit like that and you're toast.
Best way to do this. We want Hulk to really earn the kill on the Wasp because she needs the points.
I got him.
Right, and
now?
Cerberus.
There. Okay.
Why is the hit chance so low this time? Because these pilots are all garbage for the most part. And it's light mechs fighting light mechs,
Critical
which
hit,
means
Commander.
both sides now have significant bonuses to evasion, which really messes with the hit chances. We need to go from melee.
Engaging physical attack.
Right leg destroyed. Come on, that should be enough to get you to.
Critical damage detected.
No, not gonna punch out.
Good to go.
All right, if you don't want to punch out, fair enough.
Uh-huh.
That got him to punch out. Target down. Let's get home and collect our pay.
Mission successful.
Won't be much in the way of valuable salvage out of this one. We only got 2 randomly selected, but that's nearly $500,000, so we really needed the money on that one. Unfortunately, I was kind of hoping for bonuses. 400,000, 400, 40, 40, 40. That's Why only 40 for you? I don't get how the XP is spread around on these pilots. Medium laser, and we got the MG. Not too much of a major thing, not too concerned. On the Irby, same deal, exactly the same on the Irby. It's the pilot that we're using on the Irby at the moment is Drillbit.
I hear ya.
Drillbit's only got 4 gunnery, which means base percent hit, base weapon hit is only 8%. So Drillbit, even at 4 gunnery, isn't great in terms of aim. Better than they were previously in the stream, but still not great. And then you're firing an AC-10, which is a precision weapon that requires range to get its optimal and actually be able to hit with its highest chance to hit. It actually has negative penalties if you get too close, and of course negative penalties if you get too far away. So you've got to be in that sweet spot. The combination means sometimes you get just the right position and just the right angle and you hit 60-70%, which is about as high as Drillbit can hit at the moment, and just nail a shot. Other times you can barely give it above 40. It's just what it is. But at the moment, the Irby still is the biggest, in terms of single-shot firepower, the Irby is still the best mech that I've got. Mech bays. Alright, so everything here is looking okay. It's looking at 166 and 240 armor internal on both. Loadouts, 1 laser and 4 support. Alright, Stinger and Wasp are basically identical. Only real difference is I think I like the look of the Stinger more. But that's not anything useful. Alright, sending it to storage. We'll sell it off later. The Irby is the best mech I've got. Not something you want to hear from a mercenary group as a client. Well, technically, the best mech that I have is the Assassin. But overall, I think the Firestarter is still holding it off. The Irby just has the biggest gun. Having that AC-10 on the field is very useful. Most of the time it misses, but when it hits, it really hits at this level. Yeah, ideally, I don't want to scare off my potential clients by telling them that the Irby is the best that I've got. Alright, all pilots rested up. We're 11 days out. We're over 1 million, finally. So, let's go... No, we only got 400 on Claymore, and Claymore needed 900 to get the next point, so there's no point in even checking that. So, next mission. We have another polar battle against Turian forces. We probably want to pop these Turian missions first. So we're going to do this one first, base destruction, and I am going to... 4350. We get 3-part selection out of that. Yeah, alright, we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll go 314 and see what the base has got. We're just going to have to hope that there's either some good mechs on the field that are going to be attacking it. Or will we? It's only half skull. But it is the Turians. No, we'll go 314. We'll go a full salvage load on this one. Alright, same deal again. Assassin, Urban-Mech, Falcon, Firestarter, Wasp in storage as backup. Same set of pilots because they're the ones we're working on. I probably do need to start working on Relentless. as a switch out for Hulk. Yeah, we might do that, because Hulk is going to go. That's the thing. I'm getting rid of Hulk. Because Hulk has a random chance if a mech that she's piloting gets knocked over to just punch out. So we probably need to start working on Relentless. So we're going to have a pilot here in the Falcon that's going to have middling aiming ability. Gunnery 2, Pilot 3. It's not great. But that's alright. We can work with that. I've returned with some Irish Highlands. Robert Tim's drip brew coffee. Oh, you bastard. I just saw that then, devil. You bastard. I don't even have instant at the moment. Although I'm not supposed to have any coffee whatsoever, but yeah. I'm out of even instant coffee at this point. House is empty. I'm drinking tea. And it's not even good tea. It's the off the supermarket shelf black tea. Here to shut down a research base, approach the base and destroy the designated buildings. Be wary of the base defenders and watch for any additional patrols in the area. Good hunting, Commander. Okay. Don't need to say sorry. Just understand that I think you're a bastard. That's all. No need to apologize for having good coffee. Alright, that is a massive cliff. There is no way known we're getting up. So we are going to have to take the main road.
There. Okay.
Yeah. Now we should be able to loop this ridge line here, cross over.
Okay, let's go.
Consider it done.
Uh-huh.
Now, here's where we should start running into the base garrison. So, if Assassin can reach the tree line there. Okay, what's good tea? Not bushels. Okay.
Moving to position.
I'm no tea connoisseur, but not bushels.
Of course.
I'm actually yet to find
Got
a
it.
decent tea to replace my coffee with. I want something that's strong. I need something that's really strong. Thing about me coffees is I like coffee with strong flavour. And that's the problem, is most of the off-the-shelf teas don't have a lot, even the blacks. Alright, structure exposed, although that locust is looking pretty ratty as it is. Second mech, Wasp, okay. So
Hey.
mech-wise, this is nothing special so far.
Copy. Copy that. Firing Alpha Strike.
Turkish tea is the best. Fight me. I'm not going to fight your Vox. I
Yes,
don't have a
Commander.
reference point. I don't think I've ever had Turkish tea.
Confirmed. Reporting negative damage.
Go to the nearest corner market with a bushy mustache Turkish seller and ask for a Vox discount. There is
Waiting for
nobody
orders.
like that here, man.
Roger that. Firing on target. That would be a miss.
And Turkish tea is okay if you like your tea, which I don't. Mine's more medical orders than anything else. Got to get back onto that whole diet thing and get myself in better condition because I would like to continue being around in this world and spend more time with the kids. So
All weapons committed.
I'm getting old people issues. Blood pressure is a little bit too
Enemy
high,
map.
and I'm
Critical
a little
damage
to the overweight
detected.
side. So exercise every day. Stress, funnily enough, has been one that was listed by the docs as something that I need to deal with, and that was I was given the prescription of go to a gym
Damage looks light,
and
Commander.
beat your body up on weights until you can't lift them anymore, and your stress will start going away. And you know what? I was thinking about doing that anyway,
I'm here.
so that kind of works with the plan at this point.
Advancing, I guess.
Let's see if we can take your leg off.
Hope this is enough. Maybe things are looking up.
I'm on a 1 week fast. Try that. Oh no, I couldn't do that.
Awaiting orders.
Okay, there's two major problems with me doing a fast. One, I like food, even if I'm really restricted on what I'm allowed to eat. So that's problem number one. Problem number two
Yes, Commander.
is 5 nights a week. I'm the one who cooks food for everybody in the household.
That's a kill.
So I cook for the kids and I cook for the wife. Because I like to cook. I'm actually a reasonably good cook, believe it or not. Actually,
I
it's
hear ya.
kind of part of the problem. But yeah, I like to cook. So
Affirmative.
me being on a week-long fast and then having to spend 5 out of the 7 days of the fast cooking for everybody else and handling food, yeah, this is not
System
going
holding.
to happen. It's a good idea in theory, but alright, we're going to hit that wasp and we're going to get up to these turrets. These turrets is where our main salvage is for this mission, because these are going to have some decently big guns in them. We've got the light defender turret here that was firing on us, or was it the support turret? It doesn't matter. One of them's got a large laser in it that we might be able to yank out. You're too weak? Yeah, oh, absolutely. I'm far too weak to do a 7-day fast
Enemy map.
and spend 5
Critical
days
damage
handling
detected.
food for the family. Absolutely. There is no way known I'll be able to do it. Especially not with
What
my cooking.
now? Affirmative. Targeting. For now, strike. Didn't expect that.
What's the plan?
Yeah, we'll see if we can melee this one down.
Yes, Commander.
Target destroyed.
Okay.
Tango down.
Good to go.
Now. Damn it. Actually, we've
Taking
got
the
one
high
clear
road.
line of sight to fire from there, although I think it's going to be too far out. No, 68%. Alright, we'll roll that.
Got it.
Good hit.
Light damage. Holding firm.
Ooh, all those missiles. We're not going to get the fire started close enough. But that will, but God, that's going to put me within line of sight of... Actually, no. Those are line of sight to the buildings we've got to destroy. So that's perfectly fine. I can deal with that. There's only 2 turrets there and they can shoot me anyway. Alright, hit this one. They got most of its internals on the first
Here.
pass.
I'll try.
Obi is too slow for this mission? Yeah. Although its accuracy there was pretty good for what I needed. It might be able to sit back around about where it is and just snipe.
That should do it.
I mean, it hasn't got into play.
What can
It's
I
only
do for
gotten
ya?
into play for one shot at this point, and that one shot basically took all the armor off one of the targets.
I read you,
And from
Commander.
here, it can
Moving out.
pretty much hit everything. So, 58. Actually, it was better if I stayed back where it was.
Time to die.
Whoa. Okay, that
Hey, stay in the crosshairs.
that was an impressive miss. That wasn't even close.
How might I help?
Just this saying, yeah, okay, yeah, no, that's all right, no, that's all right. The Irby will be able to snipe. The Irby will be able to snipe. It takes out the mountain. Jesus.
Here we go. I understand.
Missiles coming in, that's fine. We've still got the evasion bonuses and the damage reduction here. And the turret here just dumped everything in the ridgeline in front of the Falcon rather than actually hitting the target. So that works. Now, we need to get rid of these other turrets. So there's one there.
Engaging target.
I got most of the armor.
Hey,
Waiting
We'll
on you,
let Drill
Commander.
Bit have his shot first. So let's see. If we move you back one, because you were there, I think.
You betcha.
Does your accuracy go up? No, it's still 58%.
Tell me what to shoot.
It's closer to hitting the
Get you next
Falcon than you
time.
were to hitting the turret. Jesus.
what now?
That's alright. We got one shot into it earlier on, so the Falcon should be able to finish it off. Although the Assassin can't make it that far. Maybe the Assassin would be better. Yeah, we'll just let the Firestarter.
Engaging.
Do it.
Jump jet. You say so.
Not quite enough.
You have orders? As you wish.
Your mech warrior is drunk? That's entirely possible.
That turret is gone.
That turret's removed. Alright, so Firestarter can pop this turret here and head around the back. So we'll get Claymore in to do that work now. Still at about 50% heat loading, so that's fine.
All weapons committed.
Yeah, next turn we'll have that turret down.
Hey,
And now we can start destroying the buildings.
engage.
I'm reading heavy damage to an enemy structure. Bring it down.
Have no doubt, it will be done. Locking on target.
Oh, really? That didn't pop it?
What can I do for you?
Alright, let's see how well you can do this time. 58% chance to hit,
Here we go.
and nails it.
Bang! You're dead.
So that's 2 out of 4 shots hit. I suppose 50% is doable. Now, we have one turret remaining at the back of the building, back of the and probably best to go there, because that's going to actually cover against the turret while we actually do some work.
Engaging target.
What now?
Cerberus and the assassin, you can attack that one.
Here we go.
Reporting.
Can we move you somewhere where you can comfortably hit?
Going skyward.
There we go.
Target confirmed.
Alright,
I hear
drill
ya.
bit.
Got it.
Enemy
Nailed
structure.
it. One structure
eliminated.
destroyed. Suppose it's easier to hit a building. It doesn't move.
Engaging target.
Seems like the fire animations really mess with my frame rate. Huh. That's odd. Doesn't seem to be causing me any issues on that end. Does it affect anybody else on the stream? Or is it just me?
Here.
Or just you, Mad?
Locking in target. That should do it.
Nope. Okay.
How might I help?
Maybe a localized problem with you, Mad? Maybe?
Engaging jump jets.
Waiting for orders.
Alright. Go for that one.
Special delivery.
Miss. Although it sort of
I may need some
kind
more
of
time
hit the
in the
building
simulator.
anyway. At least the animation did. Oh, that's a PPC turret. Yeah, we want to destroy that and see if we can recover the PPC out of it. Looks fine. Looks okay on my phone. 120 hertz. Yeah, suddenly my internet is worse than the Aussie one. Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. There's always a chance it's just Twitch too. Like, it could be just Twitch causing issues depending on how it's,
Engaging
you know,
target.
dispensing the stream. We've had issues like that before. Remember, with the lag on the stream, got insane. At one point, I've got no delay on this at all because why would you have a delay turned on? There's no reason for one in a single player game.
What now?
It's not like I'm going to get stream sniped here. But for some reason, the chat started getting massive amounts of lag up to the point where you were a minute and a half, nearly 2 minutes behind me, and then all of a sudden it cleared, and it was all Twitch. So it's possibly just Twitch.
Here we go.
Alright, third building down.
Heyday.
Awaiting orders.
Alright, we should...
Target acquired and locked in.
Ah, damn it, that wasn't enough.
Waiting on you, Commander. Here we go.
How did you miss a building?
Hey, stand still when I'm attacking you.
Yeah, it could be a minor glitch in your on your end, Mad End, or it could be the could be just Twitch being, you know, Twitch. Best bet, if you're really not sure and it's really causing you some issues, do a quick reset on the stream, and that might correct it, maybe.
Engaging jump jets.
The hitbox of the building is crap. Yeah, it does seem to be.
Engaging target.
Also, though, interesting, I'm noticing that the buildings don't seem to be super vulnerable to fire, which is kind of odd when you think about it.
I may regret this. Alright.
Alright, that's the last turret taken out.
Target pacified.
Good to go.
Let's do a jump. Get a little bit closer, see whether or not we can actually hit the building. 68%.
Uh-huh.
And that's still a miss.
Systems recycling for another shot.
Reporting. Moving out. Target acquired and locked in.
Engaging target.
Come on. And there it goes. Alright, that's another one destroyed.
Target building.
One
destroyed.
more of any should be sufficient.
I'm here.
So I guess probably best bet just to shoot that one there.
Engaging.
I wonder actually if there'd be a bonus point for destroying all of them. It's not listing
What's
it,
the
but
plan?
sometimes you get bonus missions.
I understand.
Yeah, if the mission doesn't immediately end, we might just
Firing.
knock over the remaining buildings as well. Just be done with it.
Negative damage.
What can I do for you? Don't need to tell me twice. Tell me what to shoot.
And hits the same spot as all of
All
the
out
other
of
animations,
DC-10
and
ordnance.
suddenly it's considered a hit. That's interesting, that. Anyways, no major deal, it's only buildings.
Engaging target.
Alright.
There. Okay. Locking in target.
Get your lance to the LZ commander. I'm coming in hot.
Oh, area has been cleared. Given the green light to land immediately. Okay, so that's it. Mission successful. So destroying the other two wasn't going to give us a bonus after all. Alright, let's see what we pulled out of those turrets, because that was the main thing. The mech salvage is going to be kind of crap, but the turrets is what's important. Alright, so that actually cost us 4,191 after drop costs to deploy, even with the 25 and 10% bonuses we got there. So, yeah, that actually cost us money. So, this is going to be... Alright, so 200 points on Relentless. That's good, that's good. That's our new pilot. He needs some points. This is going to be very dependent on what we actually get. So we've got one part for a Wasp, one part for a Locust. That's to be expected. And crap all else. $60. The LRMs are about the most valuable thing there. Yeah, we basically sucked up the whole lot. Yeah, it's another one where that really wasn't worth it. Damn it. Oh, well, not much can be done about it. But we did get some spare medium lasers and a spare SRM4 and stuff as well. The LRM5 I'm never going to use, so that'll just get sold. And we did get enough to pull a Wasp out, apparently. So, we have enough parts that we can potentially build two variants of the Wasp. So we have the 1A variant of the Wasp, which is the standard version with one missile hardpoint, one energy hardpoint, and two secondary weapon hardpoints, which I think is the same version we've got in the hangar. And we have the 1L, which is triple missile hardpoints, but it's only a 20-ton mech. So it means it's likely carrying just small either LRM5s or something small like SRM2s.
Hey Doc, the work you put in on that thrust controls really paid off. Steering is buttery smooth.
A variant of the Wasp produced by Halspont for House Lau in 2799. The 1L replaced the medium laser and the SRM2 launcher with a single Holley SRM4 launcher carried in the right arm, supplied with a single ton of reloads in the right torso. So it's just an SRM4. It's got 3 missile hardpoints, but it's just an SRM4. Now we're going to build the A and then we're going to sell it. We'll take the money, 163,000. Alright, so that got our money up. Now we need more parts again. Although, what other contracts do we have at this point? I think the Polar Battle would be the better option. We're going to go for the salvage on that one too, because it's a 1 skull. It might have something nice show up. I don't think I'm going to worry about this other Turian one. It's a recovery mission. It pays bugger all. It's going to have parts. But at half skull, it's just not going to have mechs that are actually worth our time. "18 days to Ambergrisk." It's a recovery mission. It's likely in Capellan territory. Civilian extraction. Our research facility in Ambergris, both on Ambergris for the opposing sides, come under attack from pirate forces. It's an escort mission though. That one is interesting. I hate escort missions much like I hate ambush missions, but that's likely to have some interesting mechs pop up. Wonder what the tonnage on this is as well. That would be a full mission, because it doesn't matter which way you go, you're not going to get anything decent out of it. Okay, no, we're going to do that one as well. We're going to do Nosy Neighbours first, but we're going to do At High Noon. Even though it's a skull and a half, it pays really high, and it's only got a 35-ton weight limit on mechs, rather than the 65-ton one that we had last time. So that's far more reasonable. And we can bring 2. So we'd bring the Firestarter and probably the Falcon would be the 2 we'd bring in. Although we would probably want to reconfigure the Firestarter before we did that mission. So, Nosy Neighbours first. Battle, Polar Region, single skull. And I'm going to go 2.8 and 137,000. This will just make sure that we cover all of our expenditures for deployment and make a little bit extra. Actually, we should probably wait a couple before we do that one, just so we can let everybody get rested. And that's the structural repair of the Argo completed, so that'll actually repair it up. You see a few of the repairs have now been done. And it looks like we can get this mission out before the next financial report. Happy birthday. You bump into Hulk in the corridor and notice that she's in unusually high spirits. What's new, you ask her. Hulk grins. I don't want to make too big a deal out of it, but today's my birthday. Wish Hulk a happy birthday. That's all we can do. Throw a party in the lounge. We don't have the lounge available at the moment. Wish Hulk a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Marie, you say. Are you going to do anything to celebrate? No, Commander, but that's fine. It's just a normal day for everybody else. Hulk beams at you before walking off. Hulk has gained the following tags for 30 days. High spirits. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice one. And there we go. Alright, so we got 4 days. And Nosy Neighbours, so we do exactly the same thing as last time. So 2.8, 137,000, same mech loadout as before. So Urban Mech, Falcon, Assassin, Firestarter. And go. once we finish up this planet, I might bring the stream to a close. And this is probably going to be the last BattleTech stream I do for at least the next couple of days. If I stream again, I'm thinking I might want to do something else. In fact, I might even get the MechWarrior 4 stream running up again. I've cleared most of the footage for the first and second streams now, so we should be fine to get some more. And see if I can recover from that last set of devastating losses we had in MechWarrior 4. So, Commando, you've arrived in the region where the enemy was last detected. Move forward and clear them out. Also, out of curiosity to everybody in the stream that's watching, I mean, you guys are the guys tuning in to watch, so is there anything else you'd like to see me stream? Like, you're curious on? So I'm open to playing just about anything. It doesn't have to be mech related.
Engaging jump jets.
Alright, nothing popped up on that.
Affirmative.
Of course.
I read you, Commander. Moving out.
Alright, so we have one contact on the far side, right, two, and there's another one here. In the trees, third up here. Alright, so they're spread out pretty wide. Have you played the Subnautica Sub-Zero? I've played a little bit of the start of it after they changed the storyline, but I never completed the new storyline. I honestly couldn't get into the new storyline. The old version, the original version and the original characters, I actually really liked. And then they rewrote the story, and I just never got into the rewritten story. We could certainly look at that. Commando 2D, SRM6, SRM4 medium laser. This would be nice.
Engaging target.
This would be very nice. A
No
Commando is a
damage
good mech.
detected.
A Stinger.
What now? There. Okay.
Not too enthused by the Stinger, but that Commando I would really like.
Okay.
Yeah, Subnautica is something that I would definitely consider quickly running through the storyline on it and having a look and seeing what it's all about.
What's the plan?
Hell, I'd possibly even consider going back to the original Subnautica.
Engaging
It has
jump
been a
jet.
while.
As you wish.
Actually, here's another question for you. Does anybody here play, crap, what's it called? Sorry, just quickly scrolling my games here. I've just had a massive brain fart and I can't remember what I've got installed on my own system. Project Zomboid.
I hear ya. Affirmative.
That might be something that's worth looking into setting up for the stream if there's anybody that's interested in that. Where you'd be able to pop in and
Hey, stay in the
either try and
crosshairs.
survive with or cause mischief. Phew, time flies, huh? Turns out it was fully released a year ago now. Yeah, Vox, it's
Damage is minor, Commander.
it's been out for a while now. The last 2 years have been terrible, as me and the missus were sort of pointing out. We're just going through a bunch of stuff, and it just occurred to us how much time has actually flicked through. And over the sort of the pandemic and the lockdowns, everybody's just lost track of the time. We recently had to nick down to Melbourne for a thing, and it didn't feel like it had been all that long since we had been down to Melbourne. And it occurred to us the last time we were down there was 2019. Like, for anything that needed us to actually stay in a hotel, it was 2019. Went to an air show. That was the other thing. Went to an air show the other day. a little town
No damage
a bit to the
detected.
west of me called TOMAHAWK. Had an air show on. I didn't even know they did an air show, but they had a bunch of warbirds there. It was great. But that was the first air show I'd been since the
Warning.
2019 Australian
Damage critical.
International. Normally I go to an air show at least a couple every single year, but it, 2022 and I hadn't been to one since 2019, and it just
I'm here.
hadn't occurred to me that there just had been that much time gone. The lockdowns didn't do anyone's perception of time particularly well, I don't think.
Okay, firing everything.
Or at least it didn't do mine. Project Zomboid is amazing fun. Yeah, absolutely it is. It's a fantastic game. I'm looking forward to them finally getting
Yes,
NPCs and stuff into it, so that can definitely mix up the environments a little bit.
Have no doubt, it will be done.
But its biggest issue is that it's a little lonely to play when you're on your own.
Certainly.
Yeah, I remember Vox. You and Inflectrum had one going. That was kind of
Good to
cool,
go.
but I felt like I was jumping in a little bit late on a survival run.
Taking the high
Like you
road.
sort of had most of the main work sort of worked out at that point. 63%. Come on, hit the stinger.
Here we go.
Nice.
Yeah,
Left torso
critical
destroyed,
hit.
left arm destroyed. Now. Back it off before they get into the flank. Let's get rid of the stinger just to take its... Well, it's only... Yeah, we've still got an MG and a medium laser. So if we see if we can get those
All weapons
off the
committed.
field. Shoulder destroyed, no weapon
Enemy mech.
destroyed, and the
Critical
arm's still
damage
attached.
Detected. Warning. Armor low.
Yeah, pretty much. We had the infrastructure down and walled off an entire neighborhood off, and the power and water got shut down, so we were late game-ish, I guess. Well, I suppose late game-ish is really when you start moving between towns, but
Yes,
the
Commander.
but yeah, that was sort of that one there. You guys had already done the hard work.
Okay, firing everything.
There we
Enemy
go.
mech destroyed.
Also, I'd like to see what a lot of people on a Project Zomboid server actually looks like.
How might I help?
Alright, so Commando needs to go next. Commando absolutely has to go next.
Moving out.
Those SRMs are going to be too dangerous to leave in play for much longer.
Locking on target. Target's taken a critical hit.
Crit to the medium laser.
Warning. Armor breached. Internal damage.
Waiting for orders.
Yeah, at the moment I'm just building up a bit of a list of games that I can stream. So we've got Wild Weird West. There's still an option.
Ready, set.
I wouldn't mind playing through the rest of the storylines on that with everybody.
Time to die.
Engine
see
destroyed.
that? Did you see it?
That's only going to leave one part of it. Oh, that's okay. Well, still a good shot. Thinking I was actually nearly going to do this tonight. Frontier Pilot Simulator has had its release now. The last time I
You have
played it, it
orders?
was still in beta, and it was, God, that would have been 2018, 2019. Did a couple of videos on it. Thinking about playing a little bit more of that. I need to start playing
Be
Tiny
there in a
Combat
jiff.
Arena again. Now that's actually come out.
I understand.
Food sounds like it would be a major problem, but otherwise I'm not against the idea. Well,
What can I do for you?
food should be a problem in that kind of a situation. That's part of the fun.
On my way.
Zombie survival sim. Alright, let's shoot the spider in the back. Oh, that was only a 23% chance. Or was it 28%?
There's more where
Regardless.
that came
Under
from.
30% chance that was going to hit. Oh, he felt that. Alright, let's back her up a little bit, spin her around. While the spider's on the ground, we'll cook her. Actually, no, change target. Let's go for the other leg.
Standing by.
Cerberus, same for you.
I'll try.
Herbie did some good work this round. Yeah, no, the Herbie's finally pulling its weight. It has
For an upper strike.
engine destroyed.
Enemy
It
down.
has hit and miss moments. Quite literally. This round, the Herbie pilot's definitely got it on. RNG
Light
is in its
damage.
favour.
Holding firm.
Waiting on you,
And this
Commander.
is why I keep it around, because while it's a pain in the ass when it doesn't work out the way it should, when it does and it actually starts, hitting, we're actually going to pull it back a little bit here and spin it around. I reckon we're too close.
Sure.
Right, let's try that again. No, it's still 48. It might be the evasion bonus on the Wasp.
Tell me what to shoot.
Lands the
When
shot.
I shoot you, you'll
Completely
take it
pops the
and
left torso and the left arm. Yeah, but that AC-10 is just that powerful when you're facing 20 to 30 ton mechs that you can't not
All
take the Herbie
weapons committed.
unless you absolutely need speed.
Right here.
It's just the Herbie is too valuable otherwise.
If you say so. Copy that. Firing upper strike. That looked like a critical hit.
Right, pilot is panicking.
Reporting. Yes, Commander.
Now I'm actually going to try a precision strike for the leg.
Certainly.
And you shoot the torso. Of course you do.
Tango down.
Well, that's the battle done at least.
Mission successful.
Right, 117,000 after expenditures, so that's okay. Few repairs to do here, but that's fine. We're going to do some overhauls anyway, so that's all good. Right, we got one part of the commando. We have one part spider, one part stinger, and one part wasp, and nothing else worth grabbing. So we'll grab the commando. We'll grab the spider, because that's the two most valuable parts, and we have no other spare pieces in storage, so there's nothing else to influence us. We got the SRM-2, medium laser, and 2 tons of SRM ammo, along with jump jets and the rest of the usual garbage. Can't complain too much, I guess. Right. So we're going to do the financial report. Although we could do... No, we won't do the financial report. We're going to do the next mission straight away. Or as soon as we can, anyway. So, Mech Bay. We're just going to instant repair on that. Now, we're going to refit Firestarter. I think, anyway. Snub PPCs, large lasers, medium lasers, small lasers. We have 2 small lasers in stock.
511. Expected approach time 41.
so the flamers are a ton each. MGs are half a ton. And we have 11 of them. Alright, for this next battle, I'm going to yank all of our flamers. That's alright, we'll just do that. MG, we're going to put 2 MGs in here. And 1 in the arm. That has us at 33. Put an extra ton of MG ammo in. And now, our armor's pretty much maxed out. Suppose I can armor up the rest of the mech. Senate also as well. Push 90. Alright, so we got 45. Should we probably pull a little out? Just trying to balance the armor out here. Alright, so 55 armor in each of the legs, 50 armor in each of the arms, 65 front, 15 back in each torso, 40 in the head, 90 on the front with 20 rear. On the center torso, 5 machine guns, so essentially 5 50 caliber machine guns. We have 2 tons of ammo to draw from, which is not a lot. That's 200 rounds per bin. We have 2 bins, so we've only got 400 rounds of essentially 50 cal round on board, and 2 medium lasers. But we're doing a 2v2 duel. So we only need enough ammo to kill 2 mechs. That's going to take 12 days. Falcon, I am going to run pretty much exactly as it is. I'm not going to change anything there. P51 of mechs. Yeah, that is the basic idea at the moment.
Financial report for you, Commander.
Alright, so that still has us over 1 million. That's the first time we've had a financial report run through since the start of the game, where we've still been over 1 million at the end of it. So we are heading the right direction. Yeah, this whole thing is just because we're fighting on an Arctic world, the flamers are just not going to be that effective. So we need a lot of firepower, and that's the best way to set it up for the moment. Anyways, temporary improvements. Yang arrives in the morning, briefing in a foul mood. Commander, if one more pilot shows up to complain that their favourite mech isn't ready, I'm going to pitch someone out an airlock. Darius intervenes. How about we draft some of them to actually help? It might be educational for them and useful for you. Dr. Murad has been in deep thought. The Argo has a very powerful systems that are currently offline. We could get them working, even if only temporarily. It might help with some of the current workload. So, we've done replace powered conduits. So, temporarily hook up the automation systems or temporarily hook up the refit harness. Let's hook up the refit harness. Yang is more excited about Dr. Murad's assistance and babysitting some reluctantly drafted mech jockeys. Later in the week, Ferrara checks in the update. Commander, these Star League era systems are amazing but challenging. The refit harnesses are partially working now, maybe for a couple of weeks. Checking some calculations on her ubiquitous data pad, she arches an eyebrow. If we can spare Cbills, I'd like to spend the time to make this improvement permanent. The work on the power cables was all the prep we needed to do. I'm ready when you are. Company gains plus 2,000 tech points boost for the next 14 days. Cool. That'll speed up the refit a little. So 3 days and we can deploy for this mission.
I
Cool.
wrapped up that job you asked for, Commander.
Alright, high noon. Federated Suns, Duo Duel, Polar Region. Our bases, da 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 da. We're facing the Jarman brothers. No idea what their mechs are. Just know that the salvage on 1-4 is not worth it. We're going to go for 557. That's going to pump us up to over 600,000 for the moment, which will cover all of our expenses and our next move. And Claymore is going to be driving the Firestarter. We're going to leave Cerberus in play, but you will be driving the Falcon. So we've got two 35-ton limitations. We're taking a 35-tonner and a 30-tonner. So we're only leaving 5-ton left on the table. I have no idea what the hell we're going to be facing. Let's go find out.
Warriors, prepare for combat.
If I can get enough small lasers, I might even make a modification like this to the Firestarter permanent. All these MGs are a little bit... They've got too much of a high ammunition draw for a regular standard mission. But if you swapped a couple of them out for small lasers, the configuration would probably work fine.
Command interface initiated.
The extra armor is going to be nice on it. It's already pretty tanky for a 35-tonner. So these guys aren't inexperienced, so watch out and good luck, Commander. Okay. Well, let's go find out what they are for a start. Alright, that is a Shadowhawk, and I think that's a Wasp. Alright, so the Wasp isn't a major concern. The Shadowhawk's 55 tons. But that's okay. 55 tons is not bad. We can work around this. In fact, we've taken out mechs this heavy already in the game, so this isn't a problem.
What now?
Alright, we're going to reserve for a turn. Come on. Reserve again. Come on, come up to me. Right. Going done, we'll just leave it for the next turn.
System.
Here it comes. Alright, it gets first shot on the Firestarter. That's not really where I wanted it to go, because the mech behind it's going to be able to cover it. But we can work with that.
Copy.
Get the Falcon around to engage the Wasp.
Hope this is enough.
Actually, we might be able to jump in.
Engaging jump jets.
Directly behind the Wasp. Alright, 6 MGs, 2 medium lasers. Let's see what damage we can do with this thing.
All weapons committed.
Not a lot if they don't hit. Hey, Ginger Chef, how's it going, mate?
Warning. Enemy in rear arc.
Alright, gonna jump back to maximum. No, there's too high. Right about there seems to be the optimal point.
Engaging jump jets.
Alright, so the goal here is to try and pop this Wasp. Just to take its guns out of play. Oh, that's more like it.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Yeah, the only reason he's not punching out is Wasps don't have an ejection system.
Yeah, here we go. Alright.
Alright, there we go. Pilot incapacitated.
Mech destroyed.
Wasp out of play. Cool. Yeah, all those MGs, when they combined up, almost ripped the damn thing in half. That was the idea that I was going for. The problem is I can't do that for too long. It's only got 400 rounds of ammunition in it, which means... Well, we can do it for a little bit. We've still got 340 remaining. But it's not something we want to do... we want to try and sustain for large periods of time. Armor-wise... The modification is definitely good. We've basically maxed out the forward armor on it now, so this isn't bad in the slightest.
All weapons committed.
What now?
Alright. Go
Advancing.
wide, make the Shadowhawk take a pick between the two of us.
If you say so.
Yep. You're going to go for the fire starter. You're going to try and get around behind it. Oh, that's risk. Structure exposed. That's the rear armor gone. We can't do that.
Warning. Armor breached. Internal damage.
But that's fine, because that's half what we wanted to do. Back armor straight over the engine. Precision shot.
All weapons committed.
Ooh, AC5 ammo
Enemy
destroyed.
critical damage
LRM5 crit.
detected.
Hey,
Let's, I think we hit bits that
I may
explode.
regret this. Okay.
Those MGs, man. Yeah, well, the biggest thing with the MGs, as I said, they're not ideally designed for taking on other mechs. MGs and BattleTech are largely intended to be used against infantry. However, if you can manage to strip off the armor of a mech, all of a mech's defensive capability is really in its armor. The ferrofibrous armor is, or steel plate, depending on what the mech's actually carrying, is really all of its defense. Once you get the armor out of the way, and the important part to remember about ferrofibrous armor is it ablates. It's designed to ablate over time. It's incredibly strong and incredibly durable, but the more firepower you put into it in order to do what it does, it shatters itself over time. So you can literally bore a hole through the armor. Once you've managed to do that, there's really nothing inside of a mech that is defensive in any way. So if you've got a whole bunch of machine guns and you can fire through a gaping hole in the armor, they're going to ricochet around and do all kinds of horrible, horrible things to the inside of a mech. That's where the real nasty part of these MGs come in. Once the rear armor's gone, they do massive structure damage, and he's on structure. That side torso is completely gone, and he's structure exposed right across the back. So this
All weapons committed.
is just gonna blow the, there we go, engine shielding is just blown to pieces. Pilot bugs out. 55-ton mech and MGs hitting the reactor just caused the pilot to just go, fuck this shit, I'm out.
Mission successful.
Because, you know, shooting a heavy machine gun at a operational fission reactor, it doesn't do wonderful things to the reactor. Anyways, win the festive duel. Drop credits deducted 0, so we come out of that with full pay, 557,000, so that was very lucrative. A little bit of damage to the fire starter. That was where we got punched in the back and it blew straight through to our structure. Oh, that almost killed us too. I would like to point out that hit from the hit from the Shadowhawk almost killed us. That's 20 armor down and 50 of 55 structure destroyed. We almost lost that mech in one punch then. Alright, and so our random salvage assigned, we stole part of their Shadowhawk and part of their Wasp, so I'll go with that. That was too close with the rear CT. Yeah, that was a really good hit from the Shadowhawk. They normally don't hit that hard in melee. Like, they hit hard in melee, but almost one-shotting a Firestarter from behind, that was a critical hit. That wasn't good. But we win. Actually, considering how much ammunition's left in that Firestarter, I might actually try it in a standard mission in that configuration. Do I risk it? Do I get cocky and risk it, chat? 1.5 skull mission with this Lance. And it's got a 314 salvage on it as well, which means if we encounter... We're going to have to do a repair run and everything else first, but... initiate a repair on the Firestarter. Storage. If we encounter a Shadowhawk, a Griffin, a Wolverine, a Cicada, a Raven. Actually, more likely on the two. A Griffin, a Raven, a Javelin. Any of these will automatically recover the mech, because we'll be able to get 2 out of it pretty reliably. If we get really lucky, we might be able to get 3, in which case these would be on the table as well. What do you mean, get cocky? Last time you said that, your mech got popped. Yeah, to be fair, the last time I said that, I sort of had a bad feeling from the word go. And that was largely because the drop limit for the mission on a solo duel was 65 tons on my end, which the single skull lulled me into a false sense of security, but the 65-ton drop limit was giving me the heebie-jeebies, and I should have listened to that. This one, a skull and a half, I think we could do that. Our pilots are definitely getting good enough for it accuracy-wise now.
Yes, Commander.
And it would be a fast-track way of getting some bigger, heavier mech components, and we need those mech components. Indirect fire penalty. Yeah, I'll take the piloting point.
Training confirmed, Commander.
For Cerberus, and we're going to take. But yeah, we'll take Bulwark for Claymore,
Training
which is
complete.
probably what
Oh,
Cerberus is going to
no.
go for as well, because Cerberus's particular skills. She has -1 accuracy, but +1 defense due to being cautious, and she has +1 bonus health, being ex-military by default. So Cerberus is probably going to be set up the same way I'm going to go with Claymore. So it'll be 1 point in to Bulwark, and then go for, well, actually, she might even go the other way around. Pick up Coolant Vent. No, Bulwark, multi-shot, and breaching shot. That'll be the go. Same thing I'm going to do on Claymore. And we will take the extra point on Drill Bit for the extra health.
Mech Warrior training complete.
Commander.
Awaiting orders.
You need your gunnery up to 4.
Training confirmed, Commander.
Hey, congratulations, you can now actually aim. Yeah, a bit of luck and a bit of tactics. Yeah, I think I'm going to give it a shot. I think I'll make this the last mission. I think we can afford to do the risk here. We're in a pretty good spot here. Our biggest issue is we need mech parts, and we don't have a lot of them at the moment. And the store here is abysmal. There's nothing here. There's no weapons, there's no mechs, there's no equipment, there's nothing here. Alright, so we just need to let the Firestarter get repaired.
I wrapped up that job you asked for, Commander.
Alright, so we have news from Comstar. Dragoons victorious over Kurita in Pyrrhic victory on Misery. The Wolf's Dragoons have reportedly prevailed in their battle against their former employer, the Draconis Combine, on Misery after a month. Pyrrhic video. I think Pyrrhic? I think that's the correct pronunciation. It's annoying me now. A Misery after a month of fierce fighting. It is estimated that Dragoons sacrificed 40 to 50% of their mechs. That's nasty, especially if you know who the Draconis Combine, know who the Wolf's Dragoons are and what mechs they have. I think everybody in chat is familiar with BattleTech lore and know who the Wolf's Dragoons actually are. Anyways, of the mechs, the casualties as high as 50 to 60%, and the largest reported battle within the Innersphere in recent years. Draconis Combine losses are rumoured to be much higher, with that doesn't surprise me, with the 17th Galleon regulars have been disbanded, and half the Combine's new Ryokan units are reportedly combat ineffective. It's unclear where or when the Wolf's Dragoons will next operate. The Federated Sons and Lyrian Commonwealth announced that they intended to repeat their yearly military exercises, codenamed Galahad and Thor, to ease fears of their neighbours. The Federated Commonwealth the Federation and Commonwealth dispatched detailed information on the exercises to the governments of the Combine, Confederation, and League. These plans, some of which have been leaked to the public, contain highly detailed information on troop movements and deployments. Yes. Combat exercises. Special operations. Yes. I'm sure nothing else could potentially be happening at all. It is June. When did that happen? So we're just going to do a quick jump over here. What am I after here? Can't remember the exact starting time. Fourth Succession War. 3028. When? What month was it? It's not listed. It only lists the years of operation. Okay, that's probably why I can't remember it. Anyways, it can't be far away. We're in June at the moment, and the Fourth Succession War is going to be starting before the end of this year. I'm pretty sure it's closer to the end of the year. I'm thinking October-ish. October, November, so we've probably got a few months left. But that's when things are going to start getting really interesting, because we're going to have a massive change to the map, and we're going to have a whole bunch of new jobs to be able to compete in. I'd like to have some decent mechs for that. Alright, so now, Unwelcome Trespass, Battle, Polar Region, 1.5 skulls, Negotiate. I want all of the bits, 314 on a skull and a half. I want everything, literally everything that hits the ground. Alright, Firestarter, Falcon goes down to 3rd slot. Cerberus, you're in the Assassin, and being a battle, we're bringing the Urbamech again. Relentless can drive the Falcon, and Drillbit can get your ass back in that Urbamech. That is pretty decent lineup across the board. We should be able to do this. Okay. Fingers crossed. Chat, this is going to be the last battle of the evening, and hopefully we come out with some nice metal bits that we can bolt together into something that is somewhat angrier than we currently have. And yes, I still need to move this over to a... well, it's on an SSD now. It's just running really slow. It's one of my slower and my older SSDs. So I think I'll have to move it over to the new NVMe. I'm just going to make sure the mod still functions and doesn't cause me any issues when I do that. That should fix up these loading times. It's the only problem when you build... This is built in Unity. And see, it's one of the biggest issues with Unity. If the game starts getting complex, which this one has, it's got a lot going on under the hood. Its load times are pretty abysmal. The engine itself, for all the crap it gets, is actually pretty good. But it's
Command interface
apparently a real
initiated.
pain in the ass to optimize. The wrong phrase, it'll be your own mech coming in metal kit pits where you have to duct tape everything back together. Well, I hope not. This is the target area. We're expecting possible reinforcements. Hit anything you encounter fast. Okay, that's... Okay, this is interesting. Commander, my superiors have sent me to provide support. My people will engage the targets alongside you. Once we've eliminated them, we'll proceed to our own evac LZ. We have a backup lance. This is Argo Actual. Good to have you aboard. Commander, we're under no obligation to keep these people alive, but I expect if they all come back in one piece, our employers may feel generous. Well, I'm not going to get any money out of this, so the bonuses aren't going to be much. But what did they bring? A Locust, a Wasp, Valkyrie. 2 Valkyries, a Locust, and a Wasp. Alright, so they're about the same tonnage as us. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. It isn't a good sign that we need a backup lance. At least not in terms of tonnage. Oh, then again, it could be just a multiple lower tonnage max. Which means we're still going to get a lot of coverage out of it. Okay, this might be good. We'll see. Alright. So we've got a kill zone down low. Trees. And that ridge here. So I remember this map. That ridge is really good. So we're going to try and go over there and see whether or not we can convince these guys to come over to our little ridge line. And that's where we're going to kill them. And little Irby rushing in. Apparently not. 2 mechs right. We have a Locust. We have a Spider. And the mark is still visible, so this isn't all of what they've got. Alright. They can have the Locust and the Spider in their mechs. We will go for... what we've got here. Alright, that should be close enough. We should get an ID. We had an ID for a split second. I've got a Wasp over here.
I'm here.
And into the tree line. Again, just missed it.
What's the plan? I understand.
Missed it again.
Good to go. Going turbo.
Interesting that they're reserving like that. really, really, really rare to actually see the AI ever use reserve as an option, but it's using it quite heavily here as they're playing against itself. Eyes on an inbound Leopard with compelling covers, marking its LZ for you. So we've got another one coming in. That's to be expected. We need to deal with ours pretty quickly. Alright, it's a Javelin. That's okay. That's okay. Javelins are good. We like Javelins. Javelin would be an upgrade. Well, more of a side grade. It would work as an improvement to some of our mechs.
Hey,
I wouldn't say no to a Javelin. So let's convince this pilot. I don't really want to completely expose the back here, although it is only a locust, so it should be okay. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's only a locust, it should be okay. Alright, let's convince this Javelin pilot to share his mech.
All weapons committed. Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Alright, Drillbit, you actually have a pretty good position from there. 43% chance to hit. 23, 26. Alright, we'll go for the Javelin first.
Special delivery!
Left arm destroyed, pilot injured.
Yeah, critical hit!
Pilot stressed. Owl mech, yes.
Warning. Enemy in rear arc.
It's alright, he didn't hit, which I was sort of hoping.
what now?
Now, I want to hit from completely the opposite side and hopefully do the damage that'll get the
Copy
pilot
that.
to...
Firing Alpha Strike. Didn't.
Come on, there he is. Alright, that should be 2 parts of a Javelin. Javelin already regrets getting out of bed today. Yeah, that was not a good day for him. Great
might
day
I
for
help?
me. We've just got Javelin parts. Now, this Falcon...
Certainly. Certainly.
Actually, you know what? I don't know if it's in this mod, but I wouldn't mind recovering if it is actually in the game. The Wolfhound. I wouldn't mind getting my hands on a couple of Wolfhounds. They're not particularly heavy, but the Wolfhounds are from the television series. The 90s BattleTech cartoon. Looks like enemy reinforcements. Is anyone surprised? Hey, I warned you, Commander. The new targets are part of our contract, so you need to take them down as well. Yeah, that's fine. We know. We're just going to kill this last one over here. And then we'll head over. Cheeky shit.
Armor breach. Internal damage.
Alright. Let's see what you can do to a Wasp from the front with 6 MGs. Not as much as I was expecting,
Enemy
to be
mech.
honest.
Critical damage detected. Damage minimal.
Right here.
Alright, that should be
Moving
a
to
comfortable
position.
position. Hip destroyed.
Critical hit, Commander.
Not enough. Pilot is stressed though, but he's not going to be able to eject because, of course, the Wasp does not have an ejection system. Wait, the Wasp does have an ejection system. I was sure the Wasp didn't have an ejection system. Thought that was one of the downsides of the mech. Alright, there you go. I
Yes,
stand
Commander.
completely corrected. I was completely under the impression there was no ejection system in that thing, but apparently I was wrong.
Here we go. Confirmed.
Miss. Poor Wasp. Yeah, he
Failed to
got
connect.
pounded hard, but that was just the way it was going to be. Once the Javelin
What can I
went,
do for you?
like, Wasps are really old mechs. They're one of the very first dedicated scout mechs ever created in lore. So these things are not... They're not new
Ready,
by any means.
set.
Most of the most Wasps that are in operation, their primary manufacture time was almost 500 years ago.
Time to die.
Right arm
There's
destroyed.
more where that came from.
There have been some built in between since, so they might be somewhat newer, but there are still examples floating around in the Innersphere that are still operational that are that old. They're actually rank amongst one of the first mechs ever made as well. They're not obviously the earliest one. Mackie is the earliest one, but they're out there. My god, the Falcon is an ugly mech. It looks like a Hasbro toy. Yeah. I'm surprised they haven't turned to dust yet. No, they just keep replacing them and, you know, welding up the parts that broke, and if enough of them are destroyed, because they were really common, you scrape together all the bits and build a new mech out of what's left. It's just how this universe works. Yeah, the Falcon is a 3D model based on essentially the 80s design. As I explained in one of the previous screens, the Falcon is a mech that has not received any kind of update like what has happened in MechWarrior Online and in MechWarrior 5. None of this has been updated. This is a mech that's been completely skipped over, but somebody's tried to model it into the mod anyway, and so they've taken the drawings from the 80s and 90s technical manuals, which is likely where this one came from. Some of them are pretty simple. They're just black line drawings of these mechs. No real rendering or anything to them. And they've used that as a basis to build a 3D model. I think it's fantastic that they're represented, because these are the mechs that are essentially forgotten in the game. And yeah, if you look at some of the mechs you know today and think they're really good, that look really good, you've got to see what their original 80s renders were. I mean, whew. I'll find you before the stream ends. I will find you guys a link for those who haven't seen it to what the King Crab looked like before it got its overhaul in MechWarrior Online and MechWarrior 5. Definitely looks like an 80s toy model as well. Yeah, well, a lot of them were. Some of them were designed on merch. Some of them were just designed on, this has to be a robot, because that's what the universe was. The lore has matured over time. Some of the really early designs were really basic, and they weren't... Some of the early art for the mechs themselves, because they were making so many mechs in order to create the options needed for the tabletop, they weren't necessarily professional artists that designed them. There were definitely professional artists that are involved, but not every single one of those mechs
Standing by.
were actually designed by a professional artist back in the day. Some of them were designed by the game designers themselves.
I'll try.
But it's just cool to think about. This is an example of
Copy
something
that.
that just
Firing out strike.
has essentially come out of a book Ooh, he panicked and bailed fast. That was a low chance shot as well, and he just like noped out. It's just cool to see some of these original early designs that have just been overlooked by the current generation of games, and honestly probably overlooked by the previous ones as well. I can't recall MechWarrior 3, MechWarrior 4, any of those having a Falcon in them, and MechWarrior 2 being primarily clan most certainly didn't either.
Awaiting orders.
This might be its only representation in a game. And the thing is, it's actually not a bad mech.
Of course. Good to go.
Let's see if I can find it while he's having his turn. Alright, there it is. Open in new. There you go, ladies and gentlemen of chat. There's the King Crab before it got reworked. Actually, I might try and put it up on stream here in a second. For those who haven't got the time to click on the link. But yeah, it was not what we know today. That's going to break a block line of sight there. We can get a clear shot from here. 58%. That's decent chance. Nice shot.
When I shoot you, you'll take it and like it.
Okay, what are they bringing in? Oh, guys, defend yourselves. I'm trying to keep you alive. The bonus isn't exactly important to me because I'm not taking a lot of money, but still.
All weapons committed.
Spider, go away. Thank you.
Enemy mech destroyed.
I now have a sudden urging to pick it up, put it on its back, and see if it can get upright again. I can guarantee you it won't be able to. Oh, yeah, I think we're going to lose one of the defenders here. Yeah, we got to get in there.
Yes, Commander.
We have to get in there. Alright. Get the assassin into a position where we can jump over in the next turn. So we've got the fire starter, Locust. We can't see what the other two are yet. Yeah, some of the old original designs for BattleTech
Warning. Armor low.
were absolutely fantastic, and I actually prefer them over the newer sort of recreations, even though the newer recreations are
You have
standardized.
orders?
That said, there are some of the older ones that did desperately need a second pass. Right, that was some pretty bad shots with the MGs there.
Waiting for orders.
Right, that's probably still the best position to go for here. 28, 16, 5. No, these aren't great. These aren't great. They give me the line of sight.
I leap. I soar.
But that's about it. What about now? I think the shot at the locust might be worth it if we actually land.
Got it.
No.
Systems recycling for
Well,
another
we dropped
shot.
the evasion. Shadowhawk, alright. Oh! Heads up, we're a mech down, Argo. This is Argo Actual, copy Commander. They won't be able to take much more of this. Yeah, lethal damage, that was a headshot. Dead pilot. Yeah, well, there goes the bonus, but thankfully that was never actually a major concern. It was just would have been nice, that's all. Alright, let's see if we can cut down their guns. Locust has got to die first.
All weapons committed.
That actually took that straight to the face and got nothing out of it. He badly positioned himself there. Yeah, he just jumped out in front of an unknown, and that unknown turned out to be a Shadowhawk.
Losing armor.
That was he was crippled
Damage
anyway.
critical.
Whoa, who's damage
Right
critical?
here.
Assassin.
Affirmative.
No, it wasn't you.
Affirmative.
If they can keep rattling that Shadowhawk, I can come and finish with that later. Ouch!
Warning. Detecting mech warrior injury. Warning.
Shit.
Weapon system destroyed.
Yeah, we just lost the side torso on the fire starter. Fuck.
Awaiting orders. Going skyward. Unloading a full salvo.
Oh, for God's sakes, Falcon, we can't afford you missing shots right now. That's a major issue because we've just lost half the firepower in the fire starter, and that is our main mech. And they're still nailing it.
Warning. Damage critical.
These two locusts are just...
Waiting on you, Commander.
It's the two locusts. The two locusts are just straight
What can I
fucking
do for
pulling
ya?
me to pieces.
You betcha. Here we go. Get you next time.
Great. That missed. It's okay. Yerby can take a hit or two from the Shadowhawk, that's fine.
Okay, that was bad.
We need to pull. Luck running out a bit. Yeah, they're just... I got a great burst there before on the front of one of the Shadowhawk, one of the Locusts, with virtually all my guns, and it did nothing. It just sat there and tanked it in the face. There's this one up here. it did not damage a single thing on the mech. It just didn't care. And then it immediately turned around and just opened up my torso like it was nothing. It's, there's not a lot I can do about that, unfortunately.
Engaging target.
These seem to be just ignoring a extraordinarily large amount of damage here. And they're focusing the hell out of the fire starter.
Armor low.
Yes, Commander. Ugh, here we go.
No, we're going to do a precision strike. We've got the rear.
Targeting for an alpha strike. That looked like a critical hit.
Okay, that should have opened up all of that fire starter's rear armor, so we can crack it open. Hopefully the Falcon will be able to finish it off.
Reporting. Coordinates confirmed.
No, its rear armor's still intact. It took 2 volleys from an SRM plus a medium laser to the rear, and its rear armor is still intact. Oh no, wait a minute, that's my mech. Fucking wake up, Mags. No, it's not intact. That's better.
That hit something good.
Oh yeah, it's HOTAS 2. I should probably have been paying attention to that. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I just completely looked at the wrong thing. My bad. The side effect of having to stream late at night.
Internal structure damage.
Alright.
Commander?
Drill bit, you need to do something here, buddy. All of the locusts are out of position for you now, so the only thing you can actually straight up engage is that Shadowhawk, which you might be able to do
Right,
something
Commander.
decent with if you can land a hit.
Got it.
Well, you landed a hit. Right leg destroyed. Just straight cut the legs out from under that locust. Yeah, if I present side on, that should defend me potentially against other attacks coming from the right-hand side. Left-hand side is my vulnerable side, so that's down here.
Engaging target. Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
There we go. He's finally out. Cool. He punched. Now we've got to get rid of these other two. And then we can focus on the Shadowhawk.
Armor blow through. Internal damage.
Standing by.
Alright, so...
On my
Assassin
way.
to the rear. We're going to go straight for the back of the 1V.
Okay, firing everything.
Fortunately, we're on the edge of a geothermal vent here, so we're actually going to be taking some extra heat, but that's not too much of an issue. We don't generate a lot. The Locust is going after the Commando. Oh, the Firestarter, rather. Which is not surprising.
Warning. Armor low.
Good to go.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, Falcon
As
to the
you
back.
wish.
We'll try and take this Locust again.
Locking on target.
Waiting for
That
orders.
aim. That aim. Alright. I am actually going to move
Time
the
to
Irby
fly.
back into the tree so we get the 20% damage reduction. And we're going to put another slug, although we could try... No, we'll go for the Shadowhawk. 48% chance to hit. Miss. But as long as
That
we
would
can
be a
keep its
miss.
attention over here. Nope, Shadowhawk's going to engage the Firestarter. That's not what I wanted. We've just lost 2 more weapons.
Warning. Weapon system destroyed.
Yep, we're done. We've got 3 MGs left. The Firestarter's fucked. It is rooted completely. Where is the best place to escape? Frankly, the only place to escape is over here.
Engaging jump jets. Engaging target.
Hey, Wabbler, how's it going, mate? And welcome to the raid. Just in the final battle here of BattleTech for the night. We've been streaming for, I think it's got to be at least near 3 hours at this point. I'm not entirely sure. And trying my best to keep this Firestarter alive. It's getting its teeth kicked in at the moment.
Right here.
Unfortunately, it's the most powerful mech I've actually got on the field, or at least it was until it got disassembled. Right, we need to get in behind and shoot down on this
Engaging.
Locust.
Jump jet.
Right. Chances to hit still aren't great, but we do have that open back. Oh, hits to the gyro.
Critical hit, Commander.
These 2 Locusts are proving harder to kill than some of the heavier mechs we've faced before. These things are just a pain in the ass. Still going after my Firestarter.
Warning. Armor low.
Awaiting orders.
Alright, Relentless.
Move order received.
Get the Falcon up.
The target is confirmed.
That looks like some decent
Target's
hits.
taken a
Alright,
critical
right
hit.
arm, right torso destroyed. Damage to the engine shielding. G'day, Greybeard. How's it going, mate? Welcome to the stream. Alright, Lucas is finally cracking.
Commander?
Now, we've got the Shadowhawk through here.
On my way.
Only a 48% chance to hit, and they'll have a 20% damage reduction in the trees.
Affirmative.
But, miss.
I may need some more time in the simulator.
Yeah, you do. The Urbamech is not working out the way we want it to this round, and we really need it to. Alright, I need... Yeah, stressed. What's my jump range? Not far enough, because half his jump jets have already been blown out. So at the moment, the best I can do is sprint. And I don't really have a good side that I can actually present here. Not bad, judging by the accent. You're German, right? No. I come from a land down under. Alright, pilot knocked down. Right torso destroyed.
Warning. Detecting mech warrior injury. Warning. Weapon system destroyed.
Yeah. That's all the weapons in the Firestarter gone. Actually, no, there's still 2 MGs in the center, so I've just got to hope that Claymore can actually... If he survives the next round, I'm going to have to punch him out. I'm going to have to. He's 2 health points down. He's going to be out of commission for over a month at this point, and that thing's a wreck. Alright. Well, we hit the locust while it's down with everything that we've got.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
Good,
I got
that's
him.
one of them gone. Now Falcon can engage the other one.
Good to go.
Alright. Relentless. Now, where is that Shadowhawk? It's just there. Okay. I want to make sure I don't give the Shadowhawk the rear of the Falcon, because the Falcon's
Here
probably
we
the
go.
second most important mech that I've got here at the moment.
Yes, Commander.
Crit to the
Reporting.
engine shielding.
Critical hit.
Not enough to make the pilot bug. There we go. Stressed on the pilot. That's what we're after.
Waiting for
Now,
orders.
drill bit. And this little urban mech has to try and get through the front of this damn Shadowhawk.
Affirmative. Roger that.
And another
Systems
miss.
recycling for another shot.
At this rate, she's going to empty all 10 shots out of that thing and not hit anything for the entire round.
Warning.
Friendly
Armor
down.
breached.
Friendly
Internal
down.
damage.
Oh. Looks like he bailed on his own. I was going to do it the next round anyway, but
Yes, Commander.
that is my command pilot bugging out. And that mech is rooted. If there's anything left, yeah.
If you say so.
Hopefully, we can salvage the rest of that
With
mech.
that firing alpha strike. Enemy down.
Nice. Okay. So that's the Locust down, so all that's left is the Shadowhawk now. God damn it, Irby. Yeah, that's about it, Mad. That's about it. It's just...
Good to go.
Sometimes it hits every shot and demolishes everything. Sometimes it couldn't hit a lake if it was on the bottom. RNG this round was just really bad. Yeah, the one hit from the Locust that tore the Firestarter in half was terrible. We actually landed then,
AC-10 ammo bin is empty.
and that's it. The AC-10's out. So there we go. 10 shots from the Irby, and one of them hit and didn't penetrate the armor.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, that's alright, we can still do this. In fact, we've only got one left that we need to do it to now. So, rear left-hand side armor is the weak spot we're going to watch on the Falcon.
Firing jump jet.
Now, hopefully, all these shots that have been coming in on the Shadowhawk have opened up something in its rear. No, unfortunately not. Front armor, its arm's knackered. It's down to 24 internal structure. 33 and 35 with no armor from the front, but its rear is still relatively intact, which actually kind of sucks.
I understand.
Well, it means we're going to have to bore a hole through it. LRM ammo explosion, right
critical
torso destroyed. That works. At the very least, the fire starter isn't too difficult to repair. It only had 2 medium lasers. Hand destroyed.
Pull me out.
Only had 2 medium lasers and a bunch of MGs on it. So putting the mech back together shouldn't be too much of an
Commander?
issue. Putting the pilot back together is more what I'm concerned about.
Engaging jump jets. Firing on target.
This is assuming that we actually recover the fire starter. The pilot is panicking,
Right
which is
here.
good. Alright, so I'm going to jump in from this side. I'm actually nailing from the front with the assassin using the SRMs because he's got no frontal armor. So from this side should blow his other torso, and that should be enough to get him to bug out. Interface destroyed, AC5 crit.
That looked like a critical hit.
Panic level critical, but he has not bailed. A few more LRM hits should convince him otherwise. Come on, eject. You know you want to.
Reporting.
I don't really want to open his back though. How's the best way to do this? There's still a chance we can actually recover this thing, or at least most of this thing. We just need the pilot out of it, or dead. So if we try for that leg... Alright, that injured the pilot,
Solid connect.
and he ejects. Okay. That was rough, Commander. Well done. Yeah, that was
Mission
rough.
successful.
And we gotta check out what the damage was in regards to our fire starter. See if all this was actually worth it in terms of salvage, because this is what it all comes down to. If we got the parts we needed to establish another mech, or very close to it, this was worth it. Alright, so 71,164 for this mission after expenses, so not much money, but that's fine. Ooh, Claymore's out for 64 days, so he's out for 2 months. That is not great. But we have many, many, many mech bits. Okay, so the first and most important one we're after in here, we only got one part of the Shadowhawk. We only got one part Shadowhawk. We did get 2 parts Firestarter, but we only have... we would only have those 2 parts. Dayton, maybe time to upgrade your mech bay? Yeah, it's 800,000 credits to do that, so that'd clear more than, close to half of what we have. A little bit under half of what we have in terms of total money. I wasn't planning on doing that until after I cleared 2 million. Well, I can't say no to the Shadowhawk part, because we need that. We do have 2 parts of the Javelin floating around, so if I can grab the 3rd part of the Javelin, we're reasonably close to getting a Javelin on the field, which isn't a terrible piece of equipment. And that's really it. There's nothing for all of that. The fact we only got one part of the Shadowhawk is kind of what's painful. That's painful. 2 would have been better. Would have been better if we got 2 out of the Jav. What else do we get in there? 2 medium lasers, SRM2s, and jump jets out the wazoo, but nothing that was actually valuable. Alright, so I think we're fine on medium lasers. We have 8 in stock. Yeah, we don't need any more. Guess... I guess we roll for the Javelin and take the 2 parts of the Firestarter. That seems to be the smart move. Alright, on the roll we get the Javelin. We also picked up part of the Locust and one of the Wasps, one of the Mediums and the SRM2 and the SRM ammo. Alright, so that wasn't too bad. 5.6 million in terms of salvage. But we're going to have to spend a couple of $100,000 to put that Firestarter back together, I think. If we got it. I think we got it. In MechWarrior 5, all I had left of the Black Knight was the head, and someone bought that off. Techs in that game are wizards. No, that's just because in MechWarrior 5, and frankly in BattleTech in Vanilla as well, you can't lose your own mechs. There's actually no way for you to lose a mech. It doesn't matter how much damage is done to it, you could literally hit it with a nuke and destroy every single component on it, and the mech will still be repairable if you have the Cbills to pay for the repairs. That's not the case with the way I've got the difficulty set up with this mod. You can lose mechs in this. They can be rendered unrecoverable. And that's the main concern. It does look like we've got it back. And so we will be able to repair it. But yes, we can have mechs completely destroyed in this. It's this is closer to what you see in MechWarrior 4. That's one of the nastier parts of MechWarrior 4 Mercenaries that will catch people that haven't played those games before going back very, very unawares. You go back and play MechWarrior 4, you have a bad mission, complete the mission but lose a couple of mechs, and then you find out those mechs are gone. I actually had that on the playthrough. If you recall the last stream that I did for MechWarrior 4, I lost a bunch of Hellbringers that I recovered from the clans, where I flogged all the clan stuff. I lost the Hellbringers, and I think I lost one of my catapults as well. And they just, that's it, they're gone. Oh, fix the Falcon, fix the Assassin, which didn't lose anything important. Firestarter. Oh boy. So medium lasers in each arm. MG, 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 and MG. And then all the jump jets, of which I think we had 6, 3 in each torso. 35 tons. Okay, that's got us on there. MG ammo is fine. Yep, that's the mech rebuilt. That's everything in order. 200,000 credits to put that back together, and it's going to take us 18 days. And 60 days to get the pilot back.
I'll let you know when that's done.
Well, that was less than good. And we didn't wind up with a mech upgrade out of it, so I'm not entirely sure it was worth it. We do now have some larger components in storage, so we're on 2 parts for the Shadowhawk now. But this is still not great. 3 parts on the Javelin, so the next time we encounter a Javelin, we are going to have a mech upgrade. 2 parts for a Firestarter. We've been running into them fairly consistently, so if we get a few more pieces, we might be able to put another Firestarter on the field, which again would be useful. Replace one of our 20-tonners, or potentially replace the Ubermech. If we get another Firestarter on the field, it would be worth using to replace the Ubermech. But, it's not great. Not great at all. Anyways, this was the last place that we were going to be, so we are going to head out to a new planet anyway. What do we need? Let's double check the status of the medical bay. I'm pretty sure it's beyond our ability to really easily get. Ah yes, we've already got Medbay 1 done. And Medbay 2 requires beta pod online, which we could do, 693,000, and then we would need 891,000 to get the second med pod on. So we'd need 1.2 million, give or take. And we've only got 1.5, so that is not an option at this point, unfortunately. Pardon me, sneeze. Okay, so, sorry if I blew anyone's eardrums out then. Oh! God, that made me nearly want to sneeze again. Pardon me. Alright, so that one's out. Mech base sorted out. At the very least, we can have a look at our mech warriors here.
Hey.
So Cerberus is sitting on only 704 points. Claymore is on 1900, 48 days. 48 days with current medical. So that's dropped down. That'll be the bonus from the fact that we've got medical 1 completed. Now, we're going to take gunnery as the second point.
Training confirmed, Commander.
And then we're going to proceed through to breaching shot. Yes, we want breaching shot on Claymore.
Waiting for orders.
Drill bit doesn't have enough points. Hulk surprisingly does, considering she's been sitting in storage. She can take. She'll take pilot.
Mech warrior training complete.
Yes, Commander.
And relentless. 3 and 3.
Training
okay, that's the
complete.
pilot sorted out. Now, last up, we need a new world to go to that we can try and yank some more mechs out of. So we're still looking for half skulls because until we've upped our tonnage, that's all we can do. Wikapang, 18 days. Agriculture, arid world. An arid world. It might almost be worth switching the flamers back into the Firestarter. Medium gravity planet, small, poor. This one's looking better. Aquaculture, Comstar presence, great. Geothermal boreholes. This is looking very similar to the one we're on now. Large population. Lao headquarters, manufacturing, medium gravity planet, megacities, mining, moons, regional capital, rich. 16 days to get there, 30 travel cost. Okay, so St. Ives will be our next destination.
Calculating course now, Commander.
Grab it. So you're fairly early in a career, Max? Yes, this is the third stream. We're only probably 80 days total in at this point. We've had some pretty bad luck trying to actually get mech replacements, and I am playing this on Simulation Plus on the mod with not all but most of the difficulty level turned up. We need 4 parts to complete a mech. We have mech destruction turned on. Pilot insta-kills is turned off. We basically took the options to give us the crappiest starting mechs possible and started in Davian space, and all of our other difficulty levels are turned up. So, bless you, thank you very much, Mad End. Yeah, we made it a rough and difficult start to begin with, starting in 3028, so just before the start of the 4th Succession War. Now, Rich is good. Mercs like Rich. Yes, I do very much like Rich. It's it depends on what they want us to do to actually get our hands on that money is the main thing. At least it's a relatively short trip to get here.
Waypoint reached, Commander.
All right, let's check the store first because that's the smart thing to do. All right, there. Whoa. They have Atlas parts for sale. We don't have the money for those, but damn. Alright. Partial mech salvage for a Firestarter. Partial mech salvage for a Griffin. Complete Griffin for 6 million. Partial mech salvage for a Javelin. Complete Phoenix Hawk for sale. Partial mech salvage for a Shadowhawk. We don't really have 2 complete Vindicators. God, I wish I had 5 million. Yeah, we don't have the money, unfortunately, to blow on a new mech at this point, and it's really not viable to throw at the parts, but it is reassuring at the very least to actually see that there are bits on the market. Weapons, single plus AC2, double plus AC2s, AC20s, LRM5s. We have lots of PPC options. Equipment, lots of bits here too. Cockpit mods, comm systems. If we had the cash, this place would be useful. Unfortunately, we don't have the cash, and it looks like St. Ives also has a manufacturing base that if we were friends with the Liao, we would be able to access. So, we're not going to do any more contracts tonight. I'm going to call it up here because it is about to tick over 3 a.m. But just see exactly what's here. Aggressive negotiations, an assassination mission in the jungle. Holovid propaganda, defend base jungle against, yeah, that works against Capellans. And the Capellans want us to track down pirates, which is good. Ambush convoys, we've got battles. We've got a blackout. This is a good selection of missions. I don't think there's much here that we can't knock over. There's a few here that I wouldn't want to. I hate escort missions. And the ambush convoy I'm not particularly fond of, but anything else here, the base defenses, the battles, yeah, we can do all of these, and some of these have fairly decent returns on them too. Alright, we are in the right place, ladies and gentlemen, to start the next stream, so I'm going to end this one here. I hope you've enjoyed it, and thank you very much for watching. Well,
Nice to see
this
you
might
down
be
here
the
in
place where we
hole.
can actually get our hands on some decent equipment, because we are running a little thin at the moment. I am kind of fond of that Falcon, though. But we still have 17 days to get the fire started together, and then I guess we're going to have to start working on the rest of our pilots, because Claymore's not coming back for 32. Next financial report's in 29, and I want to make money in between now and then. So, that'll be the end of it. Alright, just going through. AC20 for the Irby. Yeah, the problem is the AC20 is worth almost more than the Irby. Isolated matrix, but the real question, Mags, what's the cache rate was set to? Normal. I just left the cache rate set to normal. Cache rate normal, and XP earnings for pilots on slow is where I'm sitting at. Alright guys, so I'm going to bring this one to a close. No, thank you guys for coming to watch the stream, and thank you Greybeard for coming across in the raid and the entire raid from earlier on. That was great. And tomorrow night I'm probably not going to be doing BattleTech. I may still stream, but it might not be BattleTech. I think I want to have a little bit of a break from it, but we will definitely have another stream within the next couple on this. We'll work out what that's going to be then. Anyways guys, until next time, take care.